Hi, welcome along to the Weekend Roundup, the show where we round up all of the weekend's games. And of course, it's the first week of the Premier League. We've had winners, we've had losers, and we've had teams that were drawn, right? Welcome along to the panel. We've got Matisse in the building from the Chip Big Chelsea.
Don't look at me. I'm embarrassed.
AGT Liverpool.
Wow.
He should.
Wow.
I mean,
No one clapped for you.
he should be like.
Really.
The life of the Tottenham, right? You know what I mean? They got a big win. Abby's in the building. And Flex. Manchester United.
Oh, yeah.
Robbed.
Arsenal.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
Well, you don't want to talk about it.
Do your job.
You know, I've got bad news for you. That's what we're here to do. Talk about it. We're going to talk about that. Let's let's start with Friday. Friday, of course, Liverpool, the champions, were in action against Bournemouth, right? 2-0 up, and then it goes 2-2 and ends up. Actually, you know what? Before we get to the actual game, we have to touch on an incident that happened in the game. Unfortunately, we shouldn't have to be talking about these things in 2025. We shouldn't have to be touching on this before the first game of the season, because I loved the start of the game, the tribute to Diogo Jota and Andre Silva, his brother, who passed away. That was beautiful by the Liverpool fans. I thought the way that they and the Bournemouth fans did that was fantastic. It was absolutely brilliant. You saw Mo Salah's reaction at the end of the game when he was, and the fans were singing his name. All that was so good. And I was looking on that as a fan, right, who obviously, with all the rivalry and everything, I'm thinking to myself, this is what football is all about. This is what football fans are all about, man. Look at this. We're all coming together and paying a big tribute to, a player that's gone. But then, during the game, that incident that, this Liverpool fan, I don't know, I call him that loosely, right? Racially abusing Antoine Semenyo, and Semenyo reporting it to the referee, and that whole situation being dealt with. And you said to me earlier, actually, that the person's now received a stadium ban. You was at the game. Tell us about that incident, what you made of it. Did you even understand what was going on? Was it being communicated to everybody what was happening?
I mean, you've been to Anfield how many times, and there's no big screens or kind of announcements at Anfield. And when it happened, I mean, there was just no communication. So like I said in my fan cam, you're sat in your seat. There's no kind of reference to what's happened. You're kind of putting two and two together, and then a couple of texts start coming in from people that are watching at home to tell you what's happened. And it's just embarrassing and shameful and disgusting. I mean, I have to say, on behalf of, Liverpool fans, I have to apologise to Antoine Semenyo, because, the person who did this, and I won't call him a fan because Liverpool fans don't act like that. And this isn't like a point scoring thing of it was a Liverpool fan. We're not here for that. That isn't the kind of crux of this argument. What we're talking about is someone who felt the need to brainlessly approach him and say what he said. It doesn't even matter what he said, but he said what he said, right? It's obviously been relayed to the referee. And all my kind of prayers and kind of thoughts on this go to Antoine Semenyo, because not only did he have to take that, I mean, he was taking a throw in, and then he takes the throw, and then more power to him, because guess what? He scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
Right? He scored 2 goals in the face of adversity. And I think, of course, I said in my fan cam straight away, of course he should be banned from ever entering Anfield again, let alone Anfield, any stadium, right? And me and Doyle have spoken about this in depth, and Doyle, as someone who was born in Liverpool, is so ashamed of it and wants people to understand that Liverpool's not that city. Liverpool's a city built on immigrants, and, marches have come into the city. They've got booted straight out because that's not what Scousers are about. A very multicultural city, and doesn't matter where you're from, they embrace you and love you like one of their own. And I can vouch for that. So it's embarrassing, it's disgusting. And obviously the good thing about this situation, it got dealt with there and then. The finger got pointed, right, you're out the stadium. It's as simple as that. If you think you can do that, you're out the stadium. So I'm proud of the way it was dealt with internally, like in front of the world. We don't stand for this. That person's now out of the stadium before the second half even started. But once again, I can just say more power to Antoine Semenyo. Keep your head held high, and you know it's just a shameful situation that's happened, and you know these things unfortunately do happen in the game, and it's about being aware of them. It's about educating people. It's about learning from these things, and you know, that's all I can say.
I'd say for me, it's very. I speak for myself, but it's very draining. I feel like, obviously, in 2025, like you shouldn't, as a person of colour, you shouldn't have to explain why that's wrong, how it makes you feel, all of these things. So it is quite draining for me, at least, to see this. It's almost triggering. It's like, oh, this again. And it is like exhausting, and it is one of those things where you're like, oh, here we go again. But it's just, it does keep happening, and you know it's going to happen again. Unfortunately, that is just the
it happened.
That is
also,
just the way it is.
Let's not forget Matthias Tell. He missed that penalty.
Yeah.
In the penalty shootout for Spurs, he got it as well.
Yeah. But credit. Listen, what I'll say is, there's every person of color reacts to situations like this differently, and all of the reactions are the right way. It's personal to you. We have a talk about, could he walk off the pitch, and could he take his whole team off the pitch? If that's what they decide to do as a collective, great decision. All on board. He chose to carry on playing. I don't know how, because I'd be so angry, rattled, so he just kept playing, bangs in 2 goals, and he silences him. And obviously, I think what I've heard is that he's wearing the kit, No to Racism, on the side. Ekitike scored in that game. Do you know what I mean? So that's just ridiculous as well. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, there's so many different layers to it as well. When it happens in person, in that moment, directly to you, there's a feeling. When it's happened previously, way back, okay, cool, we can have conversations about it, we can talk about it. So there is different ways of handling different types of incidences, but I do feel like that one there, the stadium ban's correct. And I feel like it's just annoying that I know it's going to happen again. I just know I'm going to have to be re-triggered again, almost.
Yeah.
What do you make?
And that's it. What Matisha said there. This is the reality, isn't it? Like the fact that we're all sitting here saying, I know this is going to happen again, and actually game one of the Premier League has had such a big flashpoint. And then you look at Matthias Tell the week before. You look at Jess Carter a few weeks before that.
I forgot about that.
Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, do you
Yeah.
see that there where you're like, another one bites the dust? Like, it's tiring, it's draining, and you're almost just numb to it. And this is why it's so triggering. Like you say, as a person of colour, like you have to keep going back there, and even like, you know, talking about how you deal with it, how you eradicate it. Like, you're dealing with an ideology that's been there for a very, very long time, that people are bringing into this current world, to this current phase of where we are now in 2025, and especially in football. Like they say, football is just a reflection of society, right? You can't even just blame just football. It's not just football. Yeah. A man could walk down the street, a girl could walk down the street, a woman could be in a place of work or go to a concert, or it's not just a football thing. So when people are like, these football fans and thing, this is the society. So yeah, it's always difficult. But Antoine Semenyo, I mean, like you said, Matthias, I agree with, like, if Salford had it when a couple of weeks ago, where they did walk off the pitch and the game was done in a pre-season game. But Antoine Semenyo said, nah, not for me. not for me, mate. Like, give me that ball. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you speak to players past and present about how they've dealt with different situations. I've spoke to, like, one of the, Ricky Hill. You know Ricky Hill, one of the first black players for England. Shout out to Ricky Hill. And he had all sorts going in his way. And you have conversations with people like this, and you understand where we're coming from literal, the iconic picture of, I say iconic for the wrong reasons, but that trailblazing photo of the banana being thrown at John Barnes and etc., and where we are today, and how the Trailblazers have had to actually deal with this. And now these young black players now coming through, and they're having to navigate the same things from generations ago. So yeah, it's not going to be the last. It's not going to be the last at all. And all you can do, what AGT said, I do hope that, I think what we need to be careful with in football, like I say, is to not forget that it's a societal problem. The point scoring thing of like, typical Liverpool fans or typical Millwall fans.
It's with every fans, man. It's with all.
That dilutes the topic.
That dilutes the topic. And it does a disservice to Anton. It does a disservice for the people who have to go through this crap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? by trying to single out fan bases and using that to get one up and but you lot are
No.
because this is a reflection of society in all corners of society. This exists. It's not just specific to one thing, one set of people or one club. You know what I mean? We need to get away from that, and big up to Semenyo and to the black players that it's inevitably going to happen to over the course of the season. Be ready and be strong.
What did you make of it, Abby?
Well, obviously, I know that the chat and people will be sitting there saying, how can she sit there and have an opinion on it? How can she talk on something when the tweet situation happened? So I'm not one that shies away from things in anything. I will always be accountable for my own actions. Obviously, the incident that happened Friday night is disgraceful. I can say that, and I will say that because that's what I believe. And there is no room for that in football or society. And I will sit here as a grown woman who has made mistakes publicly. Everyone has seen those mistakes. We have spoken about this in depth between us, and maybe this incident on Friday night, and we'll call it what it is, the blatant racism on Friday night, I'm not going to just call it an incident because that's what it is, like, has actually reopened this conversation because it reopens wounds. I think you, Ma, mentioned like the word triggering.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've spoken about, all of us have spoken about when we've had those conversations about what happened within our family, our circle here, when those tweets came out. And I can only speak for how it's made me feel to hurt all of you in my own situation. I hate that something I personally did caused so much pain, caused so much damage to relationships, triggered all of you, because unfortunately you have had to go through these things in your life, all three of you and everyone else that might be watching at home. So to know that I had an impact on doing that at a very young, ignorant age doesn't excuse it. Obviously that's not who I am now, and you all know that. But it doesn't change the fact that I said those things. You have to be accountable for any type of ignorant comment, any type of silly behavior, and you can't shy away from that. That doesn't mean that that's the person you are. It doesn't necessarily define you, and it's how you grow, and it's how you learn, and it's how you treat people. But the fact that we've gone through that recently all together, and I see the effects even before that incident happened with me. And trust me, just want to reiterate, no one is more ashamed of themselves than myself for ever doing anything or saying anything like that. And as you all know, I would never even thought that I would ever have said anything like that. So it was even more disappointing to myself. But I hate that that this happens in a present day. I hate that you can go to football and this happens. I hate that you can be in a supermarket and it happens. I think I saw Dion Dublin talking about it the other day, saying that he was trying to help someone, and she said something racist to him for him just trying to help her. Like, we should not be living in a society like this. But unfortunately, it's not just a football thing. It's a general human thing, and it shouldn't be that way. And unfortunately, you can't educate everyone. People don't always grow up, and people will have views that saying things are okay and are acceptable, and they're just not. But yeah, like, again, we have had so many conversations in private, and I think that it's important that we bring that to the camera. Yeah. Because we did discuss about doing that at first, and we went back and forth on it. And obviously I was off for a really long time as well. So it's
But just to add to that, right? That's what I said, is everybody reacts differently to this kind of stuff. So yeah, okay, maybe we could have spoken about it immediately after, but some of us maybe are angry or disappointed or need some space. So what I don't want is, I heard he got the fan obviously got his own abuse and he's got disability. So now people with disabilities are offended because
he shouldn't be getting abuse for being disabled
exactly.
either.
So this is the thing,
as
where
bad as what you
abuse
did.
For abuse, for me, that don't help. As someone that, okay, you suffered racial abuse, now abusing someone else now, scoring 1 for 1, that doesn't help me in any way feel better about the situation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, everybody kind of deals with it in their own way, but at the end of the day, it does have to be dealt with. It does get dealt with, and yeah, it is individualistic to your own experiences and how you go about things. But it's tough, man.
Yeah, I think the first thing to do is the honesty, right, and the transparency, and like you picked up on there, and you kind of led into it. I think that goes a long way in explaining how things are dealt with, how it's affected people, and how it is that you've arrived at a place where you're able to try and move forward, where you are moving forward. And I think actually that's the bit we probably should have done this earlier, actually, to be fair, which is good. I'm glad that, you know, we are doing that, because it gives us all the chance to really talk about, you know, those difficult situations and the difficult, you know, feelings that are around with what happened with, you know, what you said. And me personally, the way I have always dealt with, you know, racism that has been in the current form into me now, that's not something in the past that's been naive and a different way of thinking. You have to look at these things individually. You know, what I'm not trying to, anyone here trying to say, you know, what happened to Anton Semenyo is what that shouldn't be happening. We have to look at that. And I think to move forward, personally, that's how we're going to be able to do it, because I think accountability is the biggest thing. We've had so many conversations. That phone was picked up straight away. We had those tough conversations. That accountability was there. And I understand that maybe publicly you might not be privy to those conversations that have actually happened and actually hurt all of us, and that we've all had to go through. This isn't something that we just clicked our fingers and just thought we took it lightly.
And that's why that conversation didn't happen like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's
because it probably was too soon. And also for the people that feel a certain way, you know, from the black community, it's your right to feel how you want to feel, because this has happened. Like you said, you've apologized to so many people. It's not just us on this table, it's to everyone. And I'm not here to tell other people from our community how to feel. But all I can say and reiterate is that this is not something I personally have taken lightly and would never take lightly again in the future. However, this has happened when it's happened. And I do believe in reparation. I do believe in change. I do believe in trying to move forward and treating things as a case by case. Some people have different opinions about what that looks like. We all have different opinions of what it looks like. I will talk for me. And there's no way we're all going to be sitting here if we didn't all come together and agree that we wanted to be sitting here. And that's why I'm glad we are. So listen, this is just something that needed to happen. We needed to speak about this. And I think down the barrel, down the lens, this is how we connect with our whole community. So I think actually in hindsight, we should have connected earlier with our community down this very lens that's put us all here, to help with that transparency. You're not gonna be able to put a blanket over everything, and then every single one person says, you know what, absolutely. That's not what we're also not here to do that either.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're here to be transparent with the same people who have helped us get to this, with the love, with the support, and go through difficult times and prove that actually by the end of it, we can say our piece, be honest with each other, and open and transparent with each other, which I believe we have, which maybe we should have made that more public and more transparent, but we've done that and we're doing it now. And we're all here together as a team, ready to move forward. It's not easy.
Cool, yeah. Just before we actually get into the game, let me just say something, right? I've done a documentary, right? I did a documentary on racism in football from a fan's point of view, right? You can still watch it. Not advertising, we're here to advertise it. But you can still watch it. It's on Amazon Prime, right? And on that, obviously, I'm a bit older than these guys, right? And on that, in that documentary, I spoke about how bad it used to be when I first used to go to football. It's absolutely disgusting. And there's many people in that video, fans from different clubs, and that's what the same thing we were saying, that went through that racism, and they speak about the effects that has to this day. That's how deep racism runs, right? But the one thing I'm going to commend, right? I know there's a lot of negativity, obviously, around it. The one thing I'm going to commend the Premier League and Liverpool for is how quickly they dealt with this and how seriously they took it. I've seen these things before in the past, and we still see it across Europe, where it's like, back in the day, it was like, get on with it. Semenyo, pick the ball up, go down the other end, score a couple of goals and try and shut them up. To me, the goals he scored was not the significant part. Well done to him for the way he reacted to it on that. But what was significant is it was dealt with quickly. The guy's been banned. It was taken seriously, right? Because it could also have been brushed under the carpet because we were all dealing with the Jota stuff and things like that, right? I was happy with the way in which that was dealt with on the day by the authorities. So And I hope that sends a message to other people that may feel they can go to games and get away with those things. Right? I mean, if we see people do it, we have to call them out. But I was happy with the way they dealt with that. You can't cut it out completely, because like Flex said, it's a society thing. And it's getting worse at the moment. That's how I feel in society. You know what I mean? It seems to be getting worse every time I my social media, and I go through racism. I'll tell you, I think I go through racism every week. I could point to an incident. There's so much stuff that I don't even bother to even mention. I could show you my
DMs.
My DMs. I could show you my AFTV chat and that, and you'd be shocked. I've shown it to people before. They've been shocked. It's something we go through every day. But at least this one in this case was dealt with, and that fan's banned. And like you said, AGT, you should never be let back in a football ground again. And anybody else who thinks they can do that. It's a society problem, but if you're going to come to football, don't come with that.
Yeah.
Don't come with that. And he disgraced, like, those Liverpool fans who were there to see their team and also pay respect to Jota, and then this guy's made it about this. It's absolutely disgusting. But on the game, 4-2, 2-0 up, and cruising, and then all of a sudden, things started to look a little bit dodgy over there in Anfield. The defence, what was going on? Like, there was the comical second goal, a great goal by Semenya, where he run literally the whole length of the pitch. Van Dijk looked like he was running that way. Konate looked like he was running that way. And then when it was 2-2, it was looking a little bit worrying for Liverpool. I mean, what did you... Listen, great comeback. And we've seen Liverpool do this a lot of times. And obviously Salah inevitably scoring again, on the opening day. But was you a little bit worried about that performance, or was it just the first day and that's how it goes?
Yeah, just to sum it up, I mean, the tribute beforehand, I mean, I was second row in the Kop, singing You'll Never Walk Alone. I held up the green mosaic. I was part of that beautiful mosaic that the Kop put on. And I think holding the mosaic, singing the song, seeing his flag within touching distance, and then looking over at the Bournemouth fans, emotional wise, like, I was all over the place, right? And everyone was around me, and it was such a beautiful tribute. And Man United did a great job yesterday. It was impeccably observed as well, so we have to and Wolves, what Wolves did, I mean, so much love and respect to them. But the game itself, right, we start off, I mean, I joked, didn't I, last week I was at a Premier League event and Howard Webb was there, VAR, little, you can go in this corner and test out VAR, and within 12 minutes they're getting it wrong again. In the first week, Smith with the handball on the halfway line. They're saying it didn't move direction. He literally punches it away from Ekitike, who was in on goal. But anyway, the first goal comes about through... Doyle actually compared it earlier. When Suarez used to hustle and bustle his way through players and it would bounce off a knee, but he'd end up...
Always just
it was Ekitike's goal was one of them. We've got the Hugo Ekitike, nah, got the song there 20 minutes into it. 2 and 2, mate. And then got an assist. But at half time, we're thinking, we could be doing better. 5 minutes into it. Cody Gakpo, when he cuts in on that right foot, it's money. You know what he's going to do. You can't stop it. And he just slots it into the far corner. Ekitike with the assist. And then you start cruising. I do think the turning point was the subs. He takes Ekitike and McAllister off. And we lose that focal point, we lose the control in the midfield. Endo goes to right back. They obviously targeted us on that side and it worked for them. Semenyo, first goal, great cross from the left, really tidy finish.
That was a great
Second
cross.
goal, listen, I agree with you. When Gravenberch comes back, I'm hoping that just doesn't happen again, because you've got the overlapping fullbacks. There were 7 Liverpool players in the box when we were trying to get the third goal. But it's like, well, you've left Van Dijk and Konate on this island where they've now got to defend 2 on 5 on coming. And you can't win in that situation, because if you go to the ball and he plays it through, you've failed. And if you hold off, blocking the pass that you think he might make, and he just shoots, you've lost as well.
He had another runner to go with as well.
So you need Gravenberch back in there as soon as possible. 2-2, I'm thinking, here we go. Can we do this? Is there another twist in the tail? And Federico Chiesa comes on. You already know about how Liverpool fans love this guy.
Like, they didn't even know he was there themselves.
When he came on, I was doing the watch.
Do you know what I saw?
When
you
I was
doing
the watch along, when he came on, I said, "What's this Chiesa coming on in 2025?" I said, "This guy shouldn't even be at this club. He didn't contribute last season." I said, "This Liverpool team's getting weaker by the sub." I said, "Bournemouth might go on to win this, Boy.
And then Federico Chiesa went, "Nah, you're right, Matisse. I'll just score the winner at the Kop end, shall I?" And then do the little knee slide.
Shanked it, didn't even mean it.
No, but if you watch it back, he's faded it away from the keeper, because in that kind of
great
pandemonium situation, the Bournemouth defenders are crashing into each other, going, get this ball out any way possible, 89th minute. And Federico, that kind of instinctive striker, he just goes, you lot all fight there, I'm going to stand back, and if it comes out, bang, scores the winner. And then Mohamed Salah, 10 goals on the opening day now. He is inevitable, and it's a right foot finish. The defenders back off thinking he's going to pass this on his right foot, and he goes, nope, see you later, in the bottom corner. And then the game finishes, and Mo Salah stays at the end. And again, like, I don't care if he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or. He's the Ballon d'Or of human beings for me. Like, the emotion that he shows, looking at the fans singing Jota's name, Jota is one of his best mates. The tears coming down his face. That's just a human moment. And I'm so happy he got his moment on the opening day. And, yes, what happened was disgraceful and it needs its own conversation. But in terms of the game, I came out, it's one of the top 10 atmospheres I've ever experienced inside Anfield. I absolutely loved it.
Logan
Friday
says,
night, 8 o'clock kickoffs, by the way. I'm a fan.
You like him now?
Yeah.
You're just saying that now, bro. You wouldn't be saying that
in the pub.
at 2-2. You know what
5 o'clock, straight in the pub. It's all good.
Logan says, I've seen Robbie talking about Salah getting older. He's hoping that Salah and Van Dijk will slow down.
Copium.
Robbie should know that Salah is motivated to be the best player in the Premier League. Listen,
That's his mentality,
I'm
though.
hoping they'll slow down.
Copium.
They ain't slowing down. They look good. And you're right, Ekitike looked good. Vinay says, many people are praising Man United. We're going to go on to that now. But where was all the praise for Arsenal when they were the better team, but still losing games under Wenger? Arsenal can win ugly now, and rival fans can't stand it. Keep crying.
First game, mate.
And
chill out.
so we see
Win the
there,
league.
Tanish
Win the
says,
league ugly first.
there's a saying in football, the winner celebrates meanwhile the loser explains, United had 12 men on the pitch and still lost. He was, of course, talking about the game we were both at yesterday, Flex. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Big win for Arsenal on the first game of the season. Much improved performance for Manchester United, definitely, compared to a lot of performances last week. But what did you make of it, Flex?
I'm still annoyed, man. I'm still annoyed. You got to take the positives because of where we're coming from in terms of performance. Because if you want to start being a good team again.
Tani said, by the way, he said with another super chat, he says, Flex can take all the positives.
Yeah,
We'll
you'll take the
3
points.
points.
Yeah, I've heard all the cliches. We'll just hope you take the title at the end of the season.
Who's taking more title?
it's right.
Well, they need to take something.
Oh, I thought you said we'll see
I
who
said,
takes the
yeah.
title.
Oh,
I said,
no.
"Oi." I said, hey ho.
Not my team. He's obviously.
And
a
weirdly
winner.
enough, he wants Arsenal to win the league.
There you go.
He does.
So,
So that's
you know what
just
I mean?
very weird now,
So,
isn't it?
That's fine. Take the 3 points and put it into your kitty towards the big kitty. You need to actually win this thing and stop coming second.
Shameless.
But listen. When you're a very, very bad team, you don't click your fingers and become a very, very good team. You see incremental changes. You see progress. You see processes. You see improvements, which aren't always going to turn into wins. They're not always going to navigate into points. And you need to build up consistency in doing that. I thought our game plan was brilliant. I thought the physicality that we showed with the new signings in terms of Cunha and Mbumo, Calafiori, nightmares with Mbumo, didn't want to see him. Cunha was the way he ran past Declan Rice a couple of times.
Rice had a stinker.
He did. Rice did have a stinker by his high standards.
But
Assist for the goal,
there's
though.
been a lot.
Like a
Yeah.
I mean, just dump it in.
Sorry, Flex is talking, yeah?
Dump it onto the penalty spotters. You know what I mean?
Works.
It works.
Doesn't win you a league, though.
So with what Arsenal did, there's a lot made that like Arsenal just weren't at the races. Man United made them look bad. Like tactically, the way we set up, we nullified their offence. That's the quietest I've ever seen Bukayo Saka. I said to Turkish on Box to Box when he asked me who you most scared of, I always say Saka. Luke Shaw 1v1 against Saka is not something I enjoy seeing over the Premier League over the years, but my God, Luke Shaw was brilliant. I think
Dorgu was good.
Dorgu was excellent, and I've been saying in pre-season he's been improving. I thought Mateus de Ligt understood the assignment with Gyokeres to make him know this ain't Portugal.
Did get bodied
and
once,
he got
but-
bodied once, and then I've all the other 9, 10, 11 times, it was Gyokeres who was looking like, okay, this Premier League thing's serious. If you trust me,
Yeah.
that was what's happening. It's almost like Amrim said, listen, I know this guy's strengths and weaknesses. Mateus, if you want to defend against him, here's what you're going to have to do. And he understood that in Simon. Martinelli, shocking. Madueke, Matisse was probably laughing at that cameo. I don't know what he was doing. He got cooked by Ahmad. Having said all this, though, the reason why Arsenal come out with the 3 points is for a multitude of reasons. They've got the best defence in the league across all of it.
Yeah.
They're just so strong, and Gabriel and Saliba, they just find ways to be resolute. We're not on it. Our midfield's not really functioning. Our attack's null and void, essentially. Let's do our thing. Man United, we gifted them a goal. We gifted Arsenal a goal in 2 ways. One, to even lead to that to the corner, Bruno Fernandes gives a hospital pass to Yoro that he doesn't want, which leads us into having to defend it out for a corner. And then some United fans are trying the foul thing, and Mason Mount and Saliba are there, he's pulling his shirt a bit. They're all just jostling for positions, man. Bayern, that's just criminal. I'm sorry. There's no other way to say it. A weak left wrist and just, the set piece Arsenal win again. And you can't make those types of mistakes against Arsenal because their defence is so good. And this new look Arsenal that Arteta's trying to put down of this resolute, don't need to be on the front foot and we just want to win.
They're trying to be Chelsea.
Yeah,
they're trying to be.
This
the
is
old
like
Chelsea.
a Mourinho. This is like a Mourinho Chelsea kind of thing. Not that Arsenal. Listen, you got 3 points. That's all that matters. It's the first game of the season. As well as giving you the banner that you're lucky and all that.
We weren't lucky.
This could be. You look back and you go, listen, first game of the season. Remember, we weren't on it, and Man United still collected 3. When you're in the groove, it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. You did win the game, but the positives for us is that we look way more competitive. We look more organised. We're playing with intent. Cunha and Mbeumo, you can just see what happens with Bayern Premier League proven quality. That man just knew what to do. Of course, you can say, knew everything but scored, or this, that, and the other. That will come. They're playing in a whole new front line, trying to learn how to play together. Šeško didn't start the game. Mason Mount was excellent. That was like the Chelsea Mason Mount that I was used to seeing. Active, pressing people, really good on the ball. I'm going, okay.
Oh, we didn't scam you now, yeah?
No, he's still a scam.
Okay.
Still a scam. But we have to take the positives from that. But they will mean nothing if we go to Fulham and don't win. Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you got Burnley.
Should have got a pen though.
That was never a penalty. Don't be ridiculous.
Saliba was clumsy.
It's clumsy.
He was clumsy.
Saliba had a shot.
I don't think it was.
Ryan had a shot.
If you look at it, right, Bruno Fernandes is backing into him. He backs
Cunha.
into him. Or Cunha, they backs into him. What a penalty.
No, but your guy's gone to the ground and hasn't got the ball and's got more of the man and hardly any ball. But it wasn't. It's
not a
just
penalty.
about-
Listen, right, for me, I come out of the ground, right, there's loads of United fans coming up to me saying, yeah, you're lucky. I go, we weren't lucky. I go, we were resilient. Right, you think we were lucky?
I think you were lucky.
How were we lucky?
Well,
tell me how we were lucky.
You were lucky that they didn't score, but that's not your fault, right?
So then we're not lucky.
United, but
We're
I
not
think
lucky.
You were lucky to get away with the penalty for sure.
We're not lucky. It's not a penalty. Even you just heard Flex and Man United.
Do you know why I would say
it's not lucky?
I wouldn't.
We're resilient.
Luck is too far of a word.
It's too.
You got gifted a goal and then you made sure you defended.
We got gifted a goal, but we took.
But the better team,
team lost. You took the gift.
Was made, which happens in games, right?
And
we
you
took it.
capitalise.
But what
the better team did lose.
I think you're fortunate playing Man United as early as you did.
Yeah.
Because
but
hold on, because that Manchester United team, what they showed in that game is they're gonna be a problem.
All right.
As the season goes on, and I think with you guys, if we go through your team, we can't name many good performances. We really can't. Right? I'm struggling. Raya. And that's maybe about it. Maybe a couple of defenders.
Even he was shaky, though.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I say you're fortunate because you didn't really have anyone that played well.
Let me just say,
even defensively, you still got opened up enough times. So it wasn't like you guys were resilient the whole game. You got opened
we
up
also opened them up for quite a few times.
But you got opened up enough times by Man United in that
maybe
game.
we should have been a bit better with some of our final passes and that in some of our transitions. We could add more goals.
All I'm saying
But
is that ain't
say-
sustainable.
To say,
No, it's
obviously,
not.
it's not sustainable. It's the first game of the season.
Yeah.
But to say we got lucky, we didn't get lucky. We were resilient, right? And that's what And also, I remember last week. Right before you jump in, last week, right? I was on. I think I was on Sky on Saturday, and people were saying I was being a bit disrespectful because I said I think it could be actually a decent time to catch United before those players get going, and you saw it for yourself. You know what I mean? They're rusty. We're still rusty. I think that game was really intense. I was at the game, as you know. The atmosphere there, right, when it kick off, I was like, bloody hell. Like, listen, nobody in this league would want to be going to Old Trafford first game of the season. That's a tough assignment, right? Yeah. And to leave there with 3 points, it's not about the performance. It's about sometimes you've got to be a bit resilient. We went a goal up. We went a goal up, Yeah, we found a little bit, a little touch we found, right?
Hi-ho,
you know,
keep
but
going,
that's
mate.
a great start.
Great result.
That's a
It
great
is.
start
Great
for us.
result.
That out of
It is.
all the teams, say you could say
That's the best result of the
who
weekend.
consider say top four. That's the toughest assignment. That atmosphere there was popping at Old Trafford. I ain't heard that place.
I do
like
agree.
That.
That's getting lost. That's getting lost with obviously how good we were. Like the better team lost, but what is getting lost in the translation?
how great of a result that
is
is.
actually, like you
That's
said,
a-
you walked away with the 3 points.
Trust
and
me,
I
man.
can't-
Like
I can't say that.
it's a great result for us, right? That's not like, you know, we face a sort of a team at home that we're supposed to win against. And I said to this United fan after the game when he was going, yeah, but we were the better team. I said, yeah, but listen, last season, your first game of the season, Fulham were the better team than you. They were bopping you off the park, but you won. Did you there? Was you there
Except
going
for
up?
the last 2 seasons. Season
Right?
before that, it was
Yeah,
Wolves. And we beat them.
when
We was gonna
Xerxes
beat
was
them.
there firing the shots, and you weren't moaning, were you? Right.
hasn't
So at
fired
the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, right?
Yes,
It's
he's won
for
the
me,
penalty
for me to go away to Old Trafford.
Valid.
First game of the season when that came out of that hat and I saw that, I was like, nah, man, first game.
And
You
the
got-
thing-
and you
remember
got-
but the
we
thing that
didn't
annoyed
win-
me is the game was going like that. The
Yeah.
game we were. Listen,
You were on us.
We were
You were
putting
on us.
it on you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you were
were.
putting it on us, but
Slapping it on you. And the thing is,
but that's when you need a
but-
good defense.
Yeah, and,
That's
and
when you
got
need
it,
a
and
good
you got the best
goalkeeper.
defense in the league. I agree, and that's why I give
Yeah.
the props. For me, I can take positives because us going forward now, I'm going. It was a breath. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say it was a breath of fresh air to see.
You actually
Liverpool-
played better than that when you played this last time as well.
100%.
Right?
But
And
it
that
was a
was-
breath of fresh air to see when that ball. Any time the ball went to Cunha and Mbeumo,
Yeah, they were
I started
dangerous.
to get familiar and be like,
Something's
"Oh,
going to
I
happen.
can expect.
Like you got,
Oh, you can like look after the ball. Oh, no one can like box you off the ball. Oh, you can just
Cunha
go-
versus Saliba.
Oh my
In the corner.
God,
That was nice.
Yeah, and it was like we're winning a
Everyone
foul.
had Saliba
Big
to
man.
win that
I
duel.
know what you're on, Saliba,
Yeah.
but I'm on this. I'm hard, but like you can't do that to me. And like when
What a wrestling match.
when Cunha got that shot off the left foot one that's saved by Raya, he just powered through the middle of Declan Rice and
It was
Martin
right.
Ben White.
He touches it around
Just
him.
touches it around him. And it's
Later.
like,
It was like the Son run.
yes.
Against
Yeah,
Burnley.
yeah, yeah.
No, not that one. When we had
It's
the
in his
shot-
own
I'd
half.
say it's similar to that.
Yes.
The way,
No.
like the way that Mbeumo run.
No, not that run.
that one.
No, I'm
Oh.
talking about the one in the box where he
Yeah.
got the left foot shot off.
Oh.
And he
yeah,
just, it was like a short, like just not much space to operate. Just pushed the ball forward and just pushed past both the man. Then that one,
Yeah.
what you're saying, just took the ball half turn. I'm gone. Late as you made it. And then Mbeumo, Calafiori just didn't want to see him. And
Yeah.
the only thing,
I know Abby was getting excited with this Man United
that was
performance.
exactly, and we lost. That's what I'm saying. I've lost again. It's another home loss, and then you get the other side of like not giving that.
Listen,
United fans,
for
not giving
United
those
fans,
props, you know.
for United fans, is encouraging signs. I mean, no doubt about it. You brought in two real top quality players in Cunha and Mbeumo. They were a problem all game. But as I said, right, I said it last week. I said it yesterday. Right? Why didn't they go and buy a goalkeeper? Right?
Yeah,
a
crazy.
goalkeeper's been a big problem for Manchester United over the past 2 seasons. Right? And I was expecting it would be a Nana in goal, and I still say they should be buying a goalkeeper.
We have
This
to.
other guy is even worse.
But like, what's your
Right, that
thoughts
should
with
have been the
that?
first
Like
thing
what?
you did
No,
in the
well,
transfer
the
market.
problem
Like,
is- the
like,
problem
like
is-
drop in and out, like just like out
think
there,
he was
like
injured.
Get Tom
arguably
Heaton
there's
in.
other opportunities
Missed
he
all
could have dropped him
pre-season.
before.
No, he's not actually. That's just the thing. Like the media created the thing like he'd been dropped.
Yeah,
The guy did not play all the way through pre-season. His hamstring was gone. He was out for like 5 weeks.
But neither of them should be playing because
Yeah.
you should have a
No,
new
but
keeper.
But the
yeah,
Brian Deere
that's,
issue
I
was an
agree.
issue for
I
last
agree
year.
with that. Binded's not good enough. And the problem is though, what we're failing to forget, failing to remember, is that Man United need everything. We scored 44 goals last season. Can you not? You can't blame them for going. We need to invest. Let's get a whole new front line. Like.
Yeah,
Cunha-
but with the
Cunha-
same
but
importance,
I
they
agree.
should be getting a keeper.
Well, I do agree with that though, because the keeper's a massive part. And I've said this for the longest time. The number 6 position alongside Bruno, with Bruno instead of Bruno, whatever you want to say, is going to be a problem. You know, Ugarte came on and stunk the place out as well. So,
Oh, wow, he was awful.
terrible. But the goalkeeper. The reason why we have lost that game yesterday was because of the goalkeeper. That's why, not because Arsenal were good or just resilient. Because then it would have been a draw. Because you didn't do it.
But
But
then
they didn't have to make a save.
Yeah, but then you don't know the dynamics of a game. Maybe we wouldn't have sat in so much because we wouldn't be winning 1-0. Maybe we'd be going for it more. So
Yeah, but before that
you know,
goal happened, we was on you then too.
When you play away from home, an intense place like that, that was
Just get the
way.
result and leave.
That's why that's the difference between a friendly and a proper game. That was 10 times more intense than anything we played throughout pre-season. to come away with a win, it was fantastic. I know you wanted to.
I was just going to ask you about Gyokeres. I just was going to ask you about that because we said.
Well, he didn't make his debut, did he?
He had a quiet game.
Quiet. Poor is the word, I'd say.
Do you know what I'll
You don't want to say that word.
Do you know what I'll say?
Listen, let me just say.
What's the thing? It was
Yeah.
First game of the season.
Gyokeres.
But you can say he had a crap game. Say he was crap.
He had a-
Two things
Carried
can
over,
be true,
yeah.
right? Two things can be true here. Gyokeres will score a hatful of goals for Arsenal.
Yeah.
But that debut, he was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was running
Poor
them
game.
channels and he was like
Man was
running
clunky
past
dropping over the ball. The
and
Lukaku
ball
thing
was
come
back
to
there.
the Timberland boot thing happened.
Timberland said
If
it.
that was Lukaku, you'd be saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
Timberland
Timberland
boot."
I'm
on.
not saying he's not going to score loads
Man was
of goals.
jumping over the ball.
But you also have to say, Robbie, be fair now, because we can admit he's going to score
Give
loads
a
of
fair
goals.
assessment.
He was
Lukaku.
awful yesterday.
Just give a
Like,
fair assessment.
awful.
That's all we asked for.
Both things
I
can be
I
true.
gave you a fair assessment. He didn't have a good game.
Well, you haven't got more to say?
We can elaborate.
You must expand.
We can
Really,
build
we
into
won.
it.
Fair. Do
3
you know what I'll
points.
say?
See, he didn't.
Look.
You know what?
He did it. What you want me to say?
you know what I'll
When you
say
have a
though?
good game now and he scores, you're gonna come in here.
See,
and
I
you're gonna do
told
all the
you.
things.
He
didn't
was
have
so
that
good.
yesterday.
Do you know what I'll say
do
though?
all that?
He
No,
did
it
No, it was
not.
that one. Remember they say it's this.
He did
now.
not get enough service. He did
Yeah,
not.
no
He
service.
did
hair
get not.
flicks,
He
though.
did not
Yeah.
get enough service.
hair
That's the
flicks
thing.
were nice.
Like he didn't
had
get
no
he didn't
service.
get enough service. Saka wasn't really in the game, bar that
Saka
one
had a
time he
very
twists
poor
up
game
something
as
on the
well.
left hand side, created an opportunity for Madueke, I think, back
And he
post.
should have scored at the end. Saka,
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
He had a poor game as well.
Good
Odegaard,
block from Delete that.
Odegaard
Big block.
played a couple of passes, but again, not in
on
the
to
game
it.
enough.
Decision
So when I'm
making.
looking at Gyokeres, I'm also talking about his service as a supply line. This is where Arsenal are gonna have to adapt. This is where Arsenal are gonna, because when Havertz came on, chance, and that's what they're used to playing with. Someone that did drop, link up, put it out wide, and then suddenly Arsenal get an opportunity. So it was. They're still gonna have to cater to him, and they're gonna have to. And this is
Still
what
a lot
everybody's
to be-
saying.
A lot to be done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How
You
long
can
will
see
it take him to get up to the fitness levels and the sharpness of
I think
the
it could take him 4 or 5 games to get up to
At
the
least
sharp.
a month.
Because as I said,
And that's to the
that,
team.
that game, right, I'll tell you, like, that was like, compared to the friendlies that I've seen, like, even when you just before the game even kicked off,
completely
I was like,
different,
I was
yeah.
sort of like,
Completely
yeah, yo, this is.
But they were booting it up in the air. There was headers. It was so scrappy. It was such a bad watch, that game.
This is a different game to what was been
Bad
pre-season,
watch, man.
Like the atmosphere. I have to hand it to United, man. They were up for that game, man. You know what I mean? It was a good. It was a good game to be back in football.
Wasn't a good game to watch.
But, you know, you're
Well, not
right.
bad.
Gyokeres
was.
did have a
It
shocker.
was.
You just hate it.
But, you know,
They don't
Ballon
like
d'Or
us.
settings for Richarlison. isn't it?
R9, mate. He is the
Oh,
real
Let's
R9.
not do this.
It's not me. He's posting the pictures, not me. But I said to you last week about
Oh,
Richarlison
Still hate that
that I will always so hate.
I hate that guy.
I will
That's not very
always.
nice.
I will.
Pigeon.
We don't carry hate. I will always
though.
say with him, he's not worth the money that was spent. He's not polished. He is what he is. But I think it's in his 16 starts. I think it's 13
That's what I was
goals.
going to say. He's good.
He goes on a
The time's
run,
all right.
gets the goals, and like I'm fine with that. Do I think that we still need to add in the market? Yeah, I saw something about Eze this morning that again I think we've offered 55, but obviously the valuation is much higher than that. So we're just doing what Spurs typically do, and fanny about with it. But we need to be getting them over the line. Get Eze, get Savinho, get who you need to get. But I think in terms of, look, you can only judge it because it's Burnley. And I did say last week, don't back them. They'll probably let you down. But I think the first half was probably more typical of Spurs, like get the goal, then sit back and allow like the pressure to come on type of thing. Second half I thought was really good. I'm happy for Richarlison. Let's see if he can get a little run going because every time he has scored goals. Brennan, inevitable.
Yeah.
Wasn't back post. He's inevitable.
Inevitable.
Let me tell you about
Inevitable.
Brennan.
Mo
Right?
Salah's inevitable.
Brennan Johnson.
He did score in the final, though,
He's
to be fair,
inevitable.
against United.
Weren't
He
even
is-
him who scored.
Own goal,
was it
mate.
own goal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
No,
he'll
actually,
take
big up
it.
Richarlison because it got me through
He'll
final
take
one
it.
standing.
He'll take
Cheers,
it.
mate.
Fair.
But
Man's got
Brennan
tattooed, he
Johnson
didn't
is.
score
They're true.
Yeah, he's
Still,
got
not the point. Right place, right time. Brennan Johnson is the type of player that might not do anything for the entire game, but he'll get a goal out of it. That's what I mean about inevitable. But it's a good performance. Off to a winner. Happy. What more can I
it's
ask
good-
for?
it's good
Good
win.
defensively.
Did you go to the game?
No, I was on my Pilates course,
That was a
which
good
I
win.
passed, by the way.
Oh, well done.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me get into some super chats.
Flexible.
Mark T says the first game back, 1-0 win away at Old Trafford. I'll take it. Not a great performance. Reyes saved us. For Flex, what are your thoughts on Ruben Amorim's comments on picking Bayindir over Tom Heaton? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that,
Because
yeah.
you was actually saying as well to me yesterday you would rather
He's
Heaton.
cussed out the journalists because it's luck cuss. He don't really like him anyway. That's what it is. And basically, he's defending his guy in it, but because they were trying to convolute two different points. They were saying, Yeah, because he did that before, but with VAR, that was a foul. That one where Son took the corner, that was a foul. But he's saying, so don't do that. And he goes, what happened in the next game? He's like, yeah, he won in the penalty shootout. No, he didn't just win the penalty shootout. Say it right. He saved the penalty from the cheating disgrace Kai Havertz when Odegaard missed. And he was excellent in that game. Then he got to the penalty shootouts and won it. So they were trying to like get onto him, and he's like, say the facts. But he's standing by his guy. To me, Tom Heaton wouldn't make that mistake though.
Okay.
So yeah, I agree with
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 says open goal in the Premier League since January. Open, I think he's saying goals from open play.
Yeah.
Chiesa 1, Palmer none. I love the way they find these stats, man. It's crazy. Dragons Vince Square says the world champions drawed against the FA Cup champions. Could it be that both tournaments are the same level? Angry Christmas Baby says, can't lie. What a knee slide by Chiesa. But COYS, he says.
Quiz.
No, this was... Screenshot's gone.
Robbie, you got to get a new laptop, man. You stop fighting it, man. Stop fighting it, man. Just get a new laptop, man.
We need to put some coal into that.
I don't know if it's sentimental value or something.
Shocking thing to see in this day and age as a Liverpool fan. Hopefully, this will push the Prem to be have harsher punishments for clubs that are involved in these sort of things. Joseph, yes, we are moderating the chat. He said if we can moderate the chat. And Black Wolf has also said a club should be deducted a point for this racial thing.
By the way, it's been said now he's not allowed within 1 mile of any football ground.
Okay.
Wow. I guarantee it will stop it. So that is the sort of thing that needs to be done. And Jerome, yes, we are banning anyone from the chat who comes with some terrible abuse there. Kevin Wall says Abby is an example of someone who has learned and grown through accountability and responsibility. This is an example of having true dialogue. But KGH says once you allowed Abby back, your words don't mean anything on this topic. So you got two different people's feelings on that. But I like you said there, Kevin, it is an example of when you have dialogue on these, and it is about accountability and responsibility. We did this week, by the way, final one standing. I'm just remembering that. Right. So,
oh shit.
You went for
Tottenham because I told you it would be light work because Burnley are rubbish.
I went with Nottingham Forest because I just.
Well, hold on a minute.
No.
Nottingham Forest. You went with Chelsea, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No, genuinely, I sent it.
So why didn't you go with
remember,
Chelsea?
12:30 was the deadline, so
12:29.
I can 12:29. Yeah. So I can change my mind. I had it
Flip flop.
One moment.
Flip-flop.
One moment I want to go Sunderland. One moment I want to go Man City,
Taking your
Tottenham,
time.
and then I settled on Nottingham Forest because I thought Brentford are a terrible team. They're not going to have a good season.
Told you for it, yeah. Forest get them
it
this.
worked out.
That was a great shout.
It worked
They
out.
won, right? And you've still got all the big boys to pick from.
Yeah, exactly.
So have I, because I picked Spurs in the first game. And, you can never rely on Spurs. So I'm just happy that they won. They're out the way. I don't have to get to like week 8 when I'm like, please Tottenham win. They've done the job. Bosh.
I didn't trust Spurs on this first weekend, although that they did win, but I went Man City. So
did all
got
right.
got a good victory. I'm through to the next round. And of
Rangers,
course,
man.
you went for Spurs as well. So you're through.
Oh, no.
No,
She didn't. No.
No.
Didn't back her team.
You didn't back Spurs?
No, I didn't.
So who did you back?
I made the decision to back what I thought were Club World Cup champions. I thought they had chest. I thought, I'm eating what Matisse is feeding me here with this propaganda. I'm back in Chelsea, back in the big Chelsea,
So much Chelsea.
and I've done that, and now I'm out on week 1.
Hold that.
I told you last
So-
week, man. I said, listen, Palace, they
Right.
look good against City.
I think
They
I said 1-1.
beat Liverpool, beat City.
No, it's okay. You're going to be accountable for this as well, Matisse. Look at me. You can't spin me Chelsea propaganda
Loading.
all the time.
Speaking.
You're out.
Convince me, and now I'm out.
And the thing is,
And I was never going to back Spurs. I was never. ever gonna do that.
I've been waxing lyrical about Chelsea as well. I see even
Why
see
did you change
these
your
lot were
mind?
because
You were on board. Actually,
Because- No, I said I was always gonna go Spurs.
And we also said Sunderland.
I said I was and Sunderland as
All
well.
right. Well, listen.
I'll just help you all. For
I'll
the rest
talk
of the
about it in a
season.
minute.
I'm
We're
We're
out.
going to talk about
I'll talk about it in a
Chelsea.
minute.
We're going to talk about Chelsea and how they flopped to you, right? And now
Yeah.
you're out. You are out. But listen, don't worry about it because you have got another chance.
Can I come back in?
Right, let me explain, right? So the opening weekend's almost wrapped. First round of final one standing brought to you by William Hill, right? The ultimate free-to-play eliminator game, right? Now, as you know, we're all through. You're out, right? You ain't got a chance.
Tell
of
me
winning.
again.
You haven't got a chance of winning the £500,000, but we still have got a chance on all those people out there who pick teams like, Man City, Spurs. You guys are through to the next round. But don't get too comfy. We've got next round to go through. But for you, Abby, and others out there who went out, who maybe did back Chelsea, tomorrow morning after the Everton Leeds game tonight, if you did get knocked out, there's no stress, right? A brand new game launches for every Premier League week with new jackpots to play for, and this week the jackpot will be for £50,000. So you can still win.
I'll take it.
All right.
I'll be
that also goes if you forgot to enter last week, right? So if you want to get involved, right, all you got to do is go to Final One Standing, click the link in the description. We're also going to have private leagues where you can do with your mates at the same time. Because listen, you don't want to be getting knocked out every week like Abby and making poor decisions. Like play every week. To enter, download the William Hill app, scan the QR code on the screen, or click the link below and play along with us. You got to be 18 plus. It's UK and Ireland only. Always gamble responsibly, and full terms and conditions apply. The link is below. Chelsea messed it up. You've cost her a potential £500,000 in Final One Standing.
Yeah.
You lot. Right? Yes, I'm talking to you.
Trying to get subbed off the show.
Yeah, you.
No subbing
He's
off.
signaling into the bench.
No, we're not subbing you off. You are here. And that was a beautiful free kick by Eze, man, which got disallowed as well. I'm still up. They said the reason for that is that the distance. How many times have we seen those?
Well, I've got the law here, Rob, if you want me to read it.
Yeah.
Law 13.
He's come with the law.
Law 13. When 3 or more defending team players form a wall, all attacking team players must remain at least 1 metre, brackets 1 yard, even though they're different lengths, right? From the wall until the ball is in play. So, take away Declan Rice's free kicks against Real Madrid then.
Hold on. Before we start diving.
Governing body makes you wait.
So what happened was Gyokeres decided to push one of our players towards the wall, therefore creating a gap which wasn't there, and Sanchez therefore was blindsided. Now, initially when I saw it, I thought, that's a terrible goal to concede. That's gone straight at you, and you've literally just allowed that to go in. What is going on? That's your side. When I saw the push now, and my chat was really like on it from the get-go, they were like, you can't do that. You can't. And when the referee started speaking to Gyokeres about it, he pretty much accepted that he shouldn't have done that.
He just ran off.
He just was like, okay, fair. I can't do that then. All right, I won't do that next time. Like, it wasn't like this is an outrage. How dare? So I'm pretty cool with it, obviously, because it stops us from going 1-0 down. But in general, the performance is really frustrating for me because I've watched Chelsea over the Club World Cup. I've watched this in the friendlies. No one's watched those games, or they've definitely had less viewers because of the timings and their American time and the middle of the night. So we're all getting excited and gassed, and we're like, "Yo, guys, you're not ready for what we're on. Look at the way we're playing." As soon as the lights are bright, as
soon as everyone's watching,
as soon as the broadcasters are rolling, we draw 0-0 and we put in a performance that is so unlike us. And there's a lot of.
Was the performance actually bad as well? Like.
The performance is very disappointing because it's not what we're capable of far more. Don't get me wrong, Crystal Palace are a really good side. They beat you. They beat City.
Penalties.
Glasner's a really good. Glasner's a really good coach. Really good setup. Really good setup. Hughes and Adam Walton were kind of like shielding and chaperoning Cole Palmer.
So good.
So it was like every time we try to build up, we're looking for Cole Palmer. Every time that passing lane is just it's not on because they're just literally just like under Herrera Hazard type thing. That's what they're on. So I was like, right.
Yeah, they are.
But
João Pedro
didn't really get much. He didn't really get much involvement.
Go on, Robbie, tell him.
Hold on. Let me finish breaking it down. Hold on. Let me finish breaking it down. Hold on. All right. Let me finish breaking it down.
Wait.
Let me finish breaking it down. Let me finish. Let me talk. Let me talk.
All right.
Let me talk.
Let me speak.
Let me talk. So look, we kept a clean sheet. Mateta, Josh Achampong playing new position. Defensively, we limited them, right? So that was a good thing. That was a really good thing for the defense because coming into the game, we're all worried about the defense because we got Colwell injured, Tosin injured, etc. But one thing there was, and I could see it in the game, and the pass map just confirmed it. It was like this big donut. in this. Like, we were playing the circle of safety, I call it, which is just, you just pass around, you go to the fullbacks, you go to the wingers, and you come back, and you just keep going like that. You don't penetrate. You don't.
The horseshoe.
You don't go through the team, and it's like, because we didn't go through Palace, so we couldn't get through Palace, which is partly because of them and their structure, and partly because we didn't have Colwell, and Tossin's a really good passer. We just didn't break through. Enzo Fernandez was awful. Like, loose touch, poor passing, just not in the game. I don't know, fitness, or I don't know what it is, but I would have probably subbed him off earlier. Palmer, poor. When he did get the ball, heavyweight of pass, not making the right decisions.
So he had a bad game as well.
Yeah, I just say it for his poor games. João Pedro, he had one proper chance to header, poor. Delap, come on, right foot shot, straight at the keeper, poor.
Yeah,
Esteval slipped when he shot. Okay, cool. Andre Santos at the end, my boy, could have won it for us.
So what you're saying?
I don't know if it was nerves or he got too excited. It's at the bridge. I get to make a winner for everyone. Make it poor finish. So the finishing was poor, but we didn't create enough chances, because when I go back on the chances, Henderson didn't make really any saves. Didn't really create enough big opportunities, and it was just a really.
What was Gittins like?
Gittins didn't really get the ball enough. He didn't really. I think we should have started Esteval, because Esteval could have played off the right, Neto off the left, and Palmer and Esteval interchange. So it's not two touchline wingers, rigid, and then everything's really predictable. But Gittins wasn't really involved either. Yes, Flex, your first question.
So, having listened to your analysis,
yes,
this is just.
And you're going to ignore all of it and say something silly.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm not going to say anything silly. I'm going to say something quite valid, actually.
Okay.
Something that will actually help you. So I've listened to that. I've broke that down. I was just making little mental bullet points and just thinking, Gittins, Cave thing, Neto.
No, I know what he's about to say. I know what he's about to say.
So, would it be fair?
No, it's not fair.
Would it be fair to conclude
Pure foolishness
that you're probably still in need of another winger?
No.
You said that creatively and not sure.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is it fair to say that Garnacho
do you know what's funny?
could help?
In this game,
Crying out for him,
we could have done with a dribbler, because it was a low block.
That's Garnacho.
And Esteval came on and he dribbled past a few players,
Garnacho
created a couple
dribbled as
chances.
well.
Garnacho was one of the worst dribblers last season in the league, statistically.
Yeah.
Factually.
No, of course, whole
we
Premier
could have
League
done with a
career.
passer.
He's got more
Hold
Premier
on.
League experience than your whole
Hold
front
on.
line.
Yeah, we
Go
don't
on.
care. We don't care. We could have done with a passer, someone that could have played through Palace from the back line, or maybe Caicedo gets on the ball more.
Could have done with a creator.
Could have done with
Garnacho does
Could you do someone who draws players in and creates space for others, so that your boy Palmer wouldn't have got nullified? Could you maybe
opens up doors?
Yeah.
Could have done with maybe someone in the air, so when we cross physically,
Garnacho flew through the air for the Puskas?
Not consistently doing that. So there's many ways to beat a low block. You pass through it, you carry through it,
You give it to a dribbler,
or
one who's just
airily,
so someone
you
with no
airily
fear.
hit them.
So
right?
basically, low block,
And
someone
Garnacho
with no fear who kind of just keeps going,
keeps going.
Relentless.
My bumba.
Relentless.
Keeps going, my bumba. I don't want to hear about this. What do they call it? Fearless dribbling. I have never heard such a silly term in all my life.
Because I remember, but Matisse, you're my friend.
Goodness.
I
Is
remember
he
last year.
a fearless dribbler?
I remember last year.
Was he a good dribbler?
What was you saying about Jadon Sancho? I need him to
Jinky
do that.
majinky.
You know what? We actually lacked a bit of jinky majinky in this
So
game.
now you want
Could have
Sancho.
done with some jinky majinky. I'll be honest.
He's available for 20 minutes.
No.
It's a jinky majink for you.
All right, listen. I want you guys to consider this question. Yeah. Well, I'm going to do a few super chats. Yeah. Do we all need to be very, very scared of Manchester City? Right. Consider that. Random says my point for the debate was this gent should be allowed to be educated in and return in the same manner. Abdul says, can you please play the clip where Matisse had a meltdown on his hate along with Said? Did he really fall down when Chiesa scored the winner?
Hold.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was obviously, Wolf of Wall Street, where you go.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got to this, because it was 2-2, and I was like, yo, Bournemouth, their whole line's been, decimated in the summer, and they're 2-2 with Liverpool. I'm like, and they were playing well. I think both teams toe to toe. You could say that maybe Bournemouth deserved it.
Was shocking as
Yeah,
well,
but you could maybe Petrovic.
That's your
Petrovic was
That's an ex-Chelsea keeper.
Yeah.
Petrovic was
All roads
dreadful.
lead back to you.
Dreadful.
roads.
But you
Every
could make
single
a case
thing.
that Bournemouth deserved something, and like I said, the subs were getting weaker. I was getting excited, but yeah, when Chiesa, I just. Yeah.
Ashley says, as a Liverpool fan, I'm ashamed. Football is for everyone. Also, what a debut by Ekitike. Love your YNWA. He was really good. Stu was having a go at Ekitike last week.
Yeah, he's
Who's in London,
clumsy. He don't know how to pass. He make mistakes.
I sent him a Julian Lorenz
Clumsy,
thing. I sent him
clumsy.
it.
Shut up. Hold that one.
You
you
know what, it
sausage.
was actually
Saucisson.
before that game. Yeah. In between the one way we saying he was rubbish after the Charity Shield, there was a Julian Lorenz clip on ESPN or something, like bigging him up, saying how good Ekitike is. So I just sent it to Stu. He's like, I can't see it.
He is
I don't know.
clumsy.
What was it? And then the Bournemouth game happens. And
No,
then look what
but
he does.
Stu makes
Not
it up.
available
He's
in my
like,
region.
You know,
He
Messi
literally
was
lives in
there,
London.
Neymar was there, Mbappe
not
was
Canal-
there, and he
Canal
can't get in the
Sports.
team. I'm like,
Right.
he's 19 and you're expecting him to play better than Messi, Mbappe, and
This is what I'm
Neymar.
saying. This is what I said to him.
How
He was
about this?
sitting there.
You're clumsy, Stu, yeah, for not winning the what cup?
He
did
was
they
sitting
lose?
there
The
and
Club World Cup.
I was saying
Hold
to him,
that,
I was like,
yeah?
are you
Didn't get
really
the sextuple? Hold.
expecting Ekitike to
Saucisson.
walk into that Galactico? And it was politically picked that team. You're not getting ahead of Neymar.
He
You're not getting ahead of Messi.
did really pick him
Not
apart.
getting ahead of
though.
He said he
Mbappe.
was
Really,
rubbish.
he
said clumsy.
He said
You're gonna see it.
rubbish.
He said clumsy.
Clumsy.
Yeah, clumsy.
Rubbish.
Saucisson.
I know it's only
So
the first
poetic
game.
that
French,
that
yeah?
then happened.
But
the
it's
next day.
one game.
Must hold.
It's one game, but
One
he
game,
does.
AGT.
Two, actually.
You
Two in a
thought,
row.
yeah, but you know,
Two in a row.
He's just a good
competitive.
Wow.
He's looking good though.
He's a good player.
You
He's
did
looking
this
good
with
after
Darwin
it.
Nunes at the beginning.
did.
No, he's
Yeah.
nothing like
Oh,
Darwin.
yeah.
He's better than that, bro.
Way
I can
better
see
than
already.
He is.
I'm
He's
not
very
clumsy,
techy.
I can see.
Icy says, Don Robbie, all I can say about the Liverpool game is I can
I
hear
can
them.
hear them crying, entering. Federico, he's here to win.
How the hell?
Oh, you're
These
so
men have
bad.
songs. Can I ask you a question? How
These
many
men have
appearances
songs
did he
for
make?
Everything. They just love
And now they're all saying he has to stay as well. I saw him and Doyle. Oh, he has to stay, lad.
Oh my
He has
God,
to stay,
Doyle,
lad.
Is it now, lad?
The guy's never going to play again.
Yeah, facts.
now he will.
Oh, now he's
Now
at
he
the
will.
front of the queue again, and now it's all. Oh,
They got songs for every player.
how's he got a song that intense when he didn't do nothing?
Because, bro, we are musicians up from Liverpool, bro.
Fair.
Lyrics, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, best two lyrics.
Fair.
Lyrical geniuses.
Oh, that guy's got one of the best songs ever,
Ever.
and he played about 4 games last
And
year.
obviously, we've just
How-
lost Diaz's
Did he
song.
score
Diaz
last
was
year?
sick, yeah. Diaz is
He scored against Accrington Stanley in the FA Cup. Who were they exactly?
Did he
And then
score against
scored
Plymouth Argyle?
No, he scored against Newcastle in the final. That didn't mean anything.
Okay.
And Mr. Sitter versus
Clavis says
Plymouth
respect to
He's got
Abby
a
for
song.
not
Yeovil,
shying.
Plymouth Argyle.
Respect for Abby for not shying away from such an uncomfortable topic. It takes some level of maturity to admit that you were wrong. Big up. CJ says, will Ty complain about the refs after the Cunha penalty? Weren't a penalty, mate. Weren't a
Yeah,
penalty,
bet he won't.
mate.
he won't.
He definitely
What about
won't.
what William done?
What about
What about when William done that?
these guys were doing that all day yesterday? You know? It's like-
What about yeah, you just do that as part of normal life. And people who don't have a clue what you say,
What
you
about
just
that
look-
time when
Rizman
Ben
says-
picked up a squirrel in the studio?
Yeah, but you just think, what the hell?
Rismal says, Robbie, the Arsenal fans love to be extra loud all season, making excuses for awful tactics and coddling underperforming players. Is this coping mechanism for the lack of any majors in 20 years? Well, we played one game. Why is it? Because I've seen this guy before. He's a United fan. Why is it now? You play one game, you've beaten United, and now it's about what's happened in 20 years. Brother, what happened in 20 hours? Yeah? That's what you need to worry about. You lost. Simple as that. You were unlucky. We came up there, we left with the 3 points. You know what I mean? You played better. You know what I mean? If I would have said that now,
I can't wait now.
If
Normally,
I-
I'm
no,
not
no,
Arsenal
but hold
dude.
on.
If it
No,
was- as
no,
soon
no,
as
no.
it starts
Well,
going
I'm not
wrong,
attacking you.
and
I hear
you
it,
lot all,
though.
I
I'm
just
not-
hear it. Now I'm
I hear
like,
it.
I'm not
'cause I-
attacking.
Nah.
Was I attacking you yesterday?
Well,
I'm not attacking
you know
you.
what
it
really
is?
smug.
If,
What it is,
if they
right?
be played, if they
I'm
played
not
like that for
attacking you,
10
but if
games
that was
straight,
me,
Yeah.
it's
people would be
different.
saying, "Oh, you're
But
going to get a trophy."
Yeah,
for
it was
because it's so
saying
early. You got to
played
give them
well
a blight.
and all that. Am I
But
lying?
Matisse, as soon as this
come
becomes
on,
a
my
thing,
problem.
Yeah,
and they
It's
can't
not-
shake
not
it, and
my
they're all
argument.
outside, Lee's all giving it thing. I'm going to watch the Invincible
what's going on
podcast,
with
Lee,
Lee
and I'm going to
yesterday?
see exactly. Oh, that was funny. I'm gonna see what he really thinks out of form, and this manager. I'm going to see what he thinks about him, because I'm telling you now, he's not going to be happy with that. But he'll say it in front of me. Think, yeah, you didn't, Lee.
I know, we
Judges.
did, listen, we
Yeah?
didn't. He
He's
was
giving it. Yeah,
he
that's
was giving
fine.
you- he was
But
giving you-
I know the real
He
thing.
wasn't happy with that.
Exactly. So
that's
I'm
what
going to
you're
watch Invincibles, and when you say so, Lee, man, listen, we got away with it, man. You think he's going to go, listen, this manager, you said to me, that right, what? We got lucky.
Well, all I've got to say, right, is big up that Manchester United fan that I met yesterday outside Old Trafford, who reminded me that this week Friday, KG's got to sit on the floor for the show. That was the bet.
Is that what he agreed to?
That was the agreement, right? That whoever
agree to that?
lost, right, won't be sitting on the sofa
that.
or the chair.
Cross-legged as well?
Sit
Yeah,
on
must.
the
Like at
floor.
school, and
Back
you
on
No
the floor.
pink chair, the
fingers
floor.
on lips.
Blicky
long
94 says,
Cortex.
we stop people from doing evil by criminalising them and jailing them If the fan gets 5 years in jail, incidents like this will slow down. Campaigns won't work because there will always be horrible people. Tani says, post-match Amarin, he said, the performance showed that we can beat anyone in the league. He lost, by the way, and has 7 wins in 28 Premier League games. Is that true?
Yep.
7?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a new season. So
This
he's
is
played one,
clumsy.
lost one, isn't he?
I think. Clumsy.
don't carry on your
Kyle
one.
says results
No,
justify
no, it's that.
performances.
Okay.
The way you win a game can't be more important than winning a game. Mohammed, AGT, Cook, Mar, and Saeed. Did you see their live watch along for the Liverpool game? Laughable. Ekitike class. Chiesa's back. YNWA.
Back from where he wasn't there.
He wasn't. How many
What do
times
you
he
mean?
played last year?
He's back from the bench.
From the shop.
What was he back
He
from?
went
Power
shop.
to Anthony also says.
He's back.
He went Deli Fonseca
Was
in
it the
Liverpool
20,
and
the
bought
20,
some
what the
rigatoni.
what the year was a good case? 22. What was the year when he was with it?
2021.
Euros.
Yeah,
The Euros one when he
Yeah,
was mad.
long
That
time.
21.
When he was
21
21
years ago.
When he was
There you
20
go.
years
All
old.
right, he's
yeah.
back from that. He's
Before-
not back
before
from
he
nothing
got
at
the
Liverpool. 'cause he
injury.
ain't
All
done
right, well,
nothing.
he's just scored the winner, so hold that.
He didn't actually. Man
Well,
Salah got another goal after,
wow.
so
You know what I
overshadowed
mean?
him.
Yeah, clumsy.
Wasn't just him, was it?
You are clumsy.
Let me do one more before we get back into it.
Soundboard.
Yeah.
Clumsy.
Clumsy, clumsy.
Sean Turner says keeper was
Clumsy.
weak, but Saliba touched his arm. Didn't think that was allowed.
Oh, it's
also,
light.
it was a pen on Cunha. Did you see Saliba get the ball? By the way, in that incident, did you see like Zubamendi's running in? He's basically rugby. He's like like in American football.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
rug-
yeah.
Like a rugby type of block. No
6
one,
have won, half a dozen of the
no
other,
one
though.
said anything about
Nah,
6
it's
a
a bit-
dozen.
bit of
yeah.
I just didn't have Arsenal down as that. The traditions of Arsenal and DNA.
Yeah, but I'm
And,
sorry,
Ed
sorry.
says-
I just want to say one thing.
Just change.
We sat here
Love
basically 3 games into last season, right? And I said that they're like Stoke. And you was on my back. You was all on my
They're
back
not
for
like
saying
Stoke.
that. And
No,
then
I
as
was
the
buzzing
season
that you
went
said
on,
that.
then you started to realise there were
Piece
people
FC.
in your fan base that you started to realise you were like Set Piece FC.
We're not like Stoke, and
You-
for you to
you
say that,
literally
You're more like them
Oh,
than you.
no, no, no.
You're more like them
This
than you
isn't
think
about
now.
Tottenham.
Are you
Listen,
forget-
don't
are you
deflect it,
forgetting the
don't-
way you
don't
played
do
in that
deflect
final?
it back.
Flick FC,
Don't
isn't it?
deflect
Are
it
you
back.
forgetting the way you played
Yeah,
in the
there's a
Europa
time and
League
a
final?
place.
You're gonna
There
come
is
and
a
tell me about
time and a
Stoke?
place to
but
play
they
like
did win
Stoke.
a
You
trophy.
don't need to do it over 38 games.
That performance
Right.
against Man United was like Stoke.
Thank you. I just told you it a year ago.
Let's just call a spade, because now we're pretending like Stoke never played like with the ball on the ground. It was just all in the air.
Yeah, just
like
John
when
Wall
we
was
say
all
it
over
was
the
like
place.
Stoke,
Like Rory
it
Gallagher.
means you benefited from your strength, your aerial prowess, and your dominance, and you weren't playing good football, and your players didn't really have any star power.
I
That's
would
just what it was.
rather like to say it was a
Win.
resilient performance. Bit like what Chelsea used to say back in the day.
But we won the Prem.
Very
If you win the
resilient.
Prem,
Yeah,
if you
that's
win
it.
the
Then
Prem,
that's
you can
fine.
say whatever
Yeah,
you
you
want.
have to win the
accolades.
Prem
You gotta
first.
win the. You gotta win the
The
trophies.
accolades.
There's no point winning 1-0
don't
away
win-
to finish second.
Exactly.
You conceded
You gotta
14
win the
in one
trophies.
league.
If you win the
15.
trophies,
15.
everybody will say nothing about it.
Well, we won the game, and that's all that matters for me right now.
Another season.
Right now.
Today,
Yeah,
Another
okay.
Monday,
season of
the
that.
day after the game. I feel good. Ed says disappointing to see how many Arsenal fans are feeding into the fake Odegaard is overrated narrative. The media did the same thing with Ozil. Don't let the trolls
not as good as
break the
Ozil.
team. Support our captain. He played well.
Hang on, let's
Right.
not pretend Odegaard is anywhere near Ozil's level.
I never said he was.
He-
Maybe
that-
maybe that guy thinks he is, and
That
he's
guy is
entitled to his
clumsy.
opinion. Cunha and Mbuemo look exciting, but United still have very few clear cut. Still had very few clear cut chances. XG per shot was very low.
It was higher than Arsenal's for the XG merchant. So if you want to bring up the XG,
James.
What
and
don't
that.
bring it up in this game because ours was higher than
What about the
Arsenal's.
field tilt?
I mean, field tilt, shout out Babs. You know what I mean? Whatever tilt. But the tilt, listen, the tilt is you got 3 points and we got 0. There you go.
And thoughts on Arteta running into Shaw and
He's a
and
disgrace.
being
Should have got sent off.
big of attention.
How dare he touch our
on the
players?
sidelines to his antics.
He does need to get back
Love
in
the
his
show.
box, though.
He
Love
always
the
does
gang.
it, bro. He's
Love
running around
Simone.
like a lunatic. He's Lego head, bro. No one ever tells him get back in your thing.
I love it, man. I love him. Well done, Arteta, man. You should have thumped him up.
Idiot, man.
Oh, okay. So now you're condemning violence. Are you?
No.
Ah.
In
Should've
top-
in football terms, in football terms,
football
in
terms.
football
Wait a minute.
Thump him
love
up.
it when
in
Ty
football
says
You've
terms.
got a caveat here. It's not real life. Just
Where is Ty? I haven't seen Ty for ages.
He's around, man. He's still around, right? And a clear penalty. We hit the post. Raya had some great saves. Difference between the team was the keeper, says Ashra. Probably fair. Should we be scared of Man City?
A little bit.
4-0 winners. Reinders look brilliant. Haaland's back with goals. Cherky. on his debut scored. I mean, we're all talking about Ekitike and this and that, but what about these guys? I mean, all right,
still do that if you
we'd
want.
expect them to beat Wolves, but we'd expect you to beat Bournemouth, right? You know what I mean? Like, you were at home, they were away. 4-0, that was a City that we've been watching over the years and I've been very fearful of. And that Reinders looks
That
some
Reinders
player. I mean, he's been doing it for a while at AC Milan.
Yeah, he's been
He
good.
scored 16 goals last season.
Yeah.
And he's a number 4. I know that's the word number he wears, but he's an 8, isn't he?
Yeah,
Like,
he's an 8.
He
But he
looks
can
like
do
Kevin
everything.
De Bruyne's kind of new replacement.
Man
maybe.
can do
It's
everything.
difficult because you can't replace De Bruyne. You know what I mean? He's irreplaceable. So they've kind of taken a bit of the goal scoring responsibility and given it on Reinders, maybe, if he keeps doing what he's doing. Cherky is a crazy playmaker, both feet, pick out a pass from anywhere, on the dribble. So they've replaced him with multiple players. But I always expected them to win that game. And I feel like Wolves this season, with the loss of Cunha, out Nori, they're going to be in the bottom 5, teams, most likely. They're going to be fighting for survival. So we know that the gap between the top and the bottom has definitely got bigger. We know that the gap between the top and the mid-table has probably got bigger as well with the transfers. So we're probably going to see a few teams get slapped, a few beatings, you know what I mean? Especially for those teams down there.
KP Masters sent in the super chat where he was saying, you all got recency bias. You wrote City off. And Pep has done it again. 45 million.
They won the league. They win it today.
They won a game, guys.
Said
They've won a game.
45 million on Reinders, 30 million on Cherky, and they could add Rodrigo. Put some respect on City's name.
When they perform like that against a Liverpool away, like an Arsenal away, even Man United away, which they couldn't do last season, then they'll get the props. But let's be honest, most of us here expected City to win that game fairly convincingly.
Yeah, but they
did.
they won it
Fair
in
play to
style,
them.
man.
They
4-0.
was in style. And the goals were brilliant. All 4 goals. I mean, Haaland missed an absolute sitter though, didn't he?
Attacking.
They're in the title race. Everybody knows that.
But I don't think anyone would have thought that they weren't in the title race.
Yeah.
Like, everyone would have expected City got their stuff done early. You would expect them to beat Wolves. I don't know why I didn't back them in final one standing. And Haaland loves a goal.
That was
against
poor
Wolves,
from
but
you,
okay.
But there's this thing where they still, because they did it early, but then people stopped talking about them, thinking, Club World Cup, they still looked a bit vulnerable.
Yeah,
you know,
but-
They can be vulnerable
They can be,
defensively.
yeah.
But
So
they
people just
might
didn't want to
be.
give. People still went, nah, Liverpool, Arsenal still the top
You know,
2, and it's like,
well, maybe, but then we were talking about Chelsea and saying about the Club World Cup, they're one to be reckoned with. Again, it's a first game, like you can't really say that, but they got their stuff done early. They'd started already doing their rebuild in Jan in that window,
they've been
so
spending,
I don't necessarily think it's back and like they're gonna maybe win the league this year. But I think it would have gone without saying that they would have been in the race.
I think people are used to third. Say you put someone third in your prediction. Oh, you're writing them off. Who said it wasn't going to go to the final day or the final week?
It would
with
be
three,
nice.
3 teams.
Who
It's
said it's
nice.
even going to
It's
be
going to be
first?
it's going to be close. Liverpool are favourites because they're breaking British transfer records and they're bringing in players that are expected to, as the champions already, to go and kick them on again. But they've still got centre back signings that maybe they need to make and things to do. So it's going to be close.
And another striker.
Yeah, what's the update?
Wait,
with
how
that?
many?
What's the
After
update?
Isak, another one.
No, just
Oh,
Isak.
okay.
What is the update?
The update, in my opinion, will be Newcastle will sell him to us about 3 or 4 days before the end of the window after we play them away next Monday, which I'm going to.
Oh,
There's no way they're... And then guess what?
You can't play in that anyway. You ain't no pre-season. You ain't
But
playing
guess
for
what?
time.
Arsenal Anfield next Sunday. Yeah. So
Is
he
that
might-
your next game?
No,
I
it
thought
can't
you
be.
got-
No,
you
they
got
got
Leeds.
Leeds. They got
Next
Leeds.
Sunday, though,
Oh.
I'm saying, aren't
Sunday
I?
week.
Sunday week.
So you're saying he'll be
So he
in
could be
time,
available
yeah.
for that.
Saying that
Bro,
on a Monday
this guy's
is
had
crazy.
no pre-season. Where do you think
10
he's
minutes
going?
at the end.
Well, what you?
This man said
You
ne-
said that. You
He
said
said,
Monday.
he said, he
You
said,
don't want to
he
ask
said
him,
next
right?
Sunday on a Monday.
No,
Is that
Yeah,
cheeky?
next Sunday on a Monday.
You
when
say
it's not
next
till
Sunday
next
on a
The guy
Monday.
hasn't
That's
played
ridiculous now,
all
really.
pre-season
What I wanted
Factually,
to
You know what
ask
you're doing.
and ain't training.
I did kind of want to ask you this because, the way you've been pushing
next
and
Monday.
pushing. You know what I mean, Flex? I did
like
want to
2
ask him
weeks
this. Because the way you've been pushing and pushing for Isak, right? After how he's carried on.
Yeah.
Do you even want that around?
That's in big
You
contrast.
hope I
When
don't
Real
know,
Madrid
huh?
come knocking and he does
exactly.
that to you,
That's
what are
what
you
I
going
was
to
about
do?
to say. Because
Cry.
no, hold on. Not
Again.
when Real Madrid come, right? When it was Trent,
Oh, no,
right,
no,
whose
it's so
contract was
different.
running
We
out.
can't
His
Flex
Flex knows
contract,
this is different.
his
can't
contract
even
was
try
running
this.
out. He weren't looking to. He didn't have 3 years left on his contract.
do the Trent argument
Wait,
again.
right? No, but I'm saying when it was Trent, you look having
Oh, yeah, because
such a go
Isak's
at
a
him.
Geordie,
He's a
isn't he? Yeah, I forgot that.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying he's got 3 years left, and you're happy. Are you happy with how he's behaving and all that?
I've already said I don't like
They
it.
don't care because he wants to join them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. now, does it?
They don't care because it's Newcastle.
Now all of a sudden it
they're
don't
already
matter.
little bro.
But does it
Newcastle
matter when
fake it,
Gyokeres did it to Sporting
No,
Lisbon?
but I wasn't going on about this
Facts.
whole thing.
And
We
this
can
is
all do
this
that.
is where
We can all do
is
that.
that-
Robbie,
this is the
No,
thing.
I haven't
Is
spent
that
all
the sort
summer.
of guy you want
Yeah.
around? Because when
Robert.
Real Madrid come
Yes.
for,
'Cause when it was
Real Madrid
Trent-
come to thing and he keeps talking about gentlemen,
Yes.
Arteta said I could do this,
Yes,
and
because you know what? To be fair,
There's no loyalty in football
To be fair to
anywhere
Gyokeres,
anymore.
no,
There
one
is
second.
But you're
not.
going to remember that.
Actually, no,
Trent. You
one
remember
second.
that.
If he
Oh,
wins
no,
2
he's-
titles and then
there's
gets
no
off,
loyalty in
sweet.
what?
Give me
There's no loyalty in football, is there?
Give me a second,
But
though.
Trent must.
To
Trent
be
has
fair
be.
to
Trent has
Gyokeres,
be
right?
there.
He could have went last year and he said, "No, I'm staying."
Oh,
That's
what a
why he
good
was so
guy.
angry.
What a
He said,
nice
"I'm
guy.
staying at Sporting to try and win them the league," and he did win them the league.
Everyone
Then he
thinks you're a
said
nice
he had
guy.
an agreement in
Gentleman's
place with the owners
That is fair.
that if it offered, so that he did do it in the right
Uno
way.
reverse.
Well, I'm arguing this case, right? How the way the guy's forcing a move. When you consider how you got on the back of Trent
Yeah,
and
so
his contract was running out, it weren't
ask
like
me the question then.
They're saying so in the comments they're saying it's because Trent was a local lad.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Yeah? Right down the
And the
bloody
man started,
barrel. Let me say this.
Uh,
Forget Trent.
Yep.
If it was Gravenberch, let's just take Gravenberch, and he didn't come to training,
Oh
and
my
he didn't
God.
come to pre-season,
Shut
and
up.
he was doing up all this, and you know how his agent is as well, Isak's agent, same agent, and they were moving like this with Liverpool
Tyres let
Wow.
to get to Real Madrid. Huh.
It's late.
Actually, forget Real Madrid. To get to a Premier League rival,
Yeah,
who you're going to be playing against potentially next week.
Whoa.
This weekend, he's trying to move to play against you. What?
AGT's
You
done
think
ya.
you would have this?
you know.
No
You know
chance.
This is true.
What do you always
No
say?
chance.
Anyone
You
who
know.
don't want to be here,
No
They can
chance.
go.
And I
See
stand
ya.
by
You
that
lot
every
were
single
doing
day of the week.
But if he was
Stand
charging
by
you
that
money,
every
bro,
day
if
of
he
the
was
week.
submitting his invoices every month, yeah, and man ain't been to work, you're gonna go. This is
Crazy.
Liverpool Football Club.
No,
You
he's
think you
taken
do that to us?
unauthorized. No, but no one's saying he's going to definitely do that to Liverpool. Like if he does do it in one day in 3 or 4 years after we've won a couple of prems and you don't want to be there anymore, sweet, you can go.
He hasn't won
Oh,
a couple of
it's
prems
sweet.
at Newcastle.
That's just not true.
Right.
Just,
It is true.
You'll go mad.
you will go back. Let's just clip
Premier League
this
rival,
and
you know.
just bank
Off you go.
it for a few years' time. Just
Donny
bank it.
LFC says, Robbie, you're not concerned about the poor performances carrying on from last year.
And pre-season.
You're glad that we didn't.
Sweet.
Plus, glad that we didn't get Zubimendi. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit confused. That was bossed. A bit confused by how the grammar on that. But we
Get your
your
grammar
point.
up. Come on, guys.
I didn't say
Punctuation is key.
I didn't say that to him. Saint Blanco says, word on the street, Delit dropped Gyokeres off in London this morning after some quality father and son time. Saliba won Arsenal the game by playing dirty. I know, and he also dropped United off at the same place, right? Moving on, Adul Lop says, I'd be scared of Spurs if they get Eze and Savio. Hot take. If they get those, they will finish above Arsenal.
God, could you
Wow.
Could
Right.
you imagine?
What do you think? You think that can happen then?
What, finish
If they
above
get
you
those
lot?
two.
I'm not saying we'll finish above you
Okay, we move
because
on.
you've
then.
got a 7-year
Ghana
project.
King 3-1 says, is Poundland Will Smith concerned about Cole Palmer not scoring in open play
Smith?
since
Are we just
January?
are we saying that's you? then, are we?
Poundland Will
Will
Smith.
Smith.
That's a compliment,
Crazy.
if anything.
Say it's a good thing. Yeah?
Is that meant to be you?
Poundland Will
Don't
Smith.
look like anything like Bill Smith.
Poundland Will Smith.
I looked like Jaden for a period. Then but then that kind of stopped now.
both
HW
grew
says,
up.
if Gyokeres has a bad game versus Leeds, I think Havertz needs to start versus
They're
Liverpool.
saying this after
Oh
the
my
first
God,
game.
that's
bro.
Ridiculous. That is
That-
ridiculous.
it's not that
Listen,
bad.
Right, you got
right?
to go with the informed players. You're in a tight race. You can't have time for sentiment.
Listen,
What Van Dijk
If
looked to lock up
Kinkai's better than
Gyokeres?
Takes
King
time.
Gyokeres, then you've
It's
got
gonna
to
take time
You've got to
for
go with
Gyokeres to
Kinkai.
get
Gone Jummer.
even I'm taking the
Gyokeres.
mick out of Pedro,
Same.
but it could take 5, it could take 10 games. I said it the other
You
day.
did say
Oh.
10 games, and we all said you
Could.
ain't got no 10 games.
We haven't got
No,
10
Pedro.
games
I
to
expect
spare.
Pedro to be firing against West Ham.
Title could
Yeah,
be done
5
after
games.
10
Could be
games.
5
I ain't got
games.
time for this.
I do too.
You got the lap there, man.
I need to win games.
Gone
One of them.
Jummer.
Yeah, don't matter who.
I don't give a
Be
damn.
someone.
Someone
Yeah,
better
start scoring. We got West Ham away next.
Yeah, I got West Ham away. Then we got like.
Oh,
Friday
you're,
night.
Yeah,
you're
bro.
terrible.
Someone better
I don't
score.
know why we talked ourselves out of backing Sunderland the other day.
Yeah, I know.
Why
I
did we
I
do
said
that?
Sunderland.
I reversed it.
Black
I
Cats, man.
backed them the whole time. I was like,
said
yeah, they've just come
Sunderland.
up. They're going to mash
Why
the
Big up
did
the
we
Black
do that?
Cats. What a result for them.
Unreal.
Yeah, let's talk about that actually. What a fantastic result.
Big up
3-0.
Granite ex-hacker, yeah? Captain material, leading the Black Cats back into the Prem for 8 years away. Controlled the game. The tempo was in his hands basically, and the goals, all three of them, top quality finishes. The header, the second goal was a great header as well, and the third goal right at the end, keeper probably should have done better. But I think, What did you thought? Oh no, West Ham 15 minutes there'll be a big blowout, and then bomb they'll just show them who's Premier League standard.
As a matter of fact, West Ham, they started all right and they had chances.
Yeah, they did.
They didn't take any.
And then they just wilted, man.
They just wilted.
Big
Big up.
problems.
That did shock me, the way in which Sunderland,
What's his name?
West Ham
Legris?
wilted against Sunderland.
What's your man's
Legris.
name? Legris,
Yeah.
the manager.
Legree, I think.
Legree.
Yeah, great start for
pronounce it.
Sunderland.
How'd you
Great
say it?
win.
Legris, Legree?
Yeah,
No,
great
unbelievable.
win, fantastic.
Unbelievable performance.
What did you
And
think?
do you know what? The 3 players that scored came up with them
Legree,
from
that's
the
it.
Championship.
Yeah, Dan Ballard was
Great
at
advert
Arsenal.
for football that as well.
He was at Arsenal, Ballard.
Great finish. Captain
As
as
a-
well,
as
right?
a-
No,
as a-
Jack is captain, but he's centre back.
Do you know what?
Big
It's
man.
difficult because I don't think those games are not where they're going to survive. It's going to be the games where you got to defend, you got to dig deep, you got to come up against a team that's better than you, and can you nick a point? Can you go away from home and do a job? These type of games at home to West Ham, who have been just awful last year. Graham Potter doesn't seem to be inspiring them too much. The fan base is in uproar. I'm seeing like people are giving away their season tickets and stuff. Like it's just not a healthy environment right
Lawless.
now. Yeah, that was
Did you
a
see
mad
that
video.
video?
It was a good video.
This is why I've given up my season ticket.
It was a good video. I watched it. But it just shows like
Isak, yeah.
a lot of their fan base are not in a good spot right now. Their team, they've obviously had to lose Kudus. They're not happy about the sell to Tottenham. The window doesn't really look great from them. Callum Wilson, cool, but he's injury prone. So West Ham are a good team to just start with at home, especially when you've just been promoted. Your fan base is on an up, stadium of light, rocking, and just get that first win.
Properly
So
rocking.
yeah, no, good win, man.
Very good win, as it was for Nottingham Forest. You backed Forest,
Yes,
and what a win!
yeah.
Chris Wood again.
5 minutes in. Yeah,
That's inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, what did he score? 20
Brennan
goals last
Johnson.
year. He's now got 2 in the first game week.
Mad.
He's moving mad. He's already ready to go again.
Felt
Second
sorry
one as
for
well.
Kelleher. Though.
The second one. Like that second one was a really good finish.
Proper.
Like Nottingham Forest for me, or obviously the whole European football thing, and when those 2 games a week come, that's where you wouldn't want to maybe be predicting Forest because that's going to be a challenge. But first game at home, we know how good they are at home. Proper record there last year. Obviously overachievers, but they've got good players.
Gibbs
White's
White's
there.
so good.
Elliot
That ball
Anderson,
into
you
the
know what I
box
mean?
for the
Diving
goal.
header.
So
They've got
good.
players,
Threat,
man.
man.
And they've signed players. McAtee's coming in. I saw them linked with Rico Lewis the other day.
Yeah.
Who else?
Hutchinson
Mari
signed.
Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Overpriced in my opinion, but still,
yeah.
you know. And that's a squad player most likely. So that owner there, you know, we already know he's not playing games.
Kiss, bro.
Yeah, and they haven't lost defenders.
Death row
No.
When you go through, and this is why I picked them. When you go through
Nakis.
Bournemouth and you go through these other teams,
All up in the
they've lost their
video.
defenders. Can we be serious? It's a good show.
So no, go. Yeah. Analysis.
This guy's childish. No,
Oh,
but
relax.
no, Nottingham Forest, like Milinkovic is still there. You know what I mean? Murillo is still there.
I know.
They still got their self.
I
know.
goalkeeper. I know. Like when you go through that team, it's still Forest.
Yeah.
And Brentford are not Brentford. Brentford. Oh my days! When I was looking through that team, I said, "Wow, you lot.
They've
got
been
licks.
picked
They might get relegated."
apart.
Yeah, they're in trouble, man.
Apart.
And they lost the manager.
Yeah.
They might get relegated.
They're in
It's
trouble.
peak.
Big,
Keith
big trouble.
Andrews under
I'm
pressure
here for
already.
Thomas Frank,
Yeah.
But no, Forest look good. You know, Gibbs White, that'd be a good signing for you.
Hey!
Ike says,
So petty. So petty.
Ike says, getting
So
streets.
petty.
Show why Mariska might want Garnacho. He's all pace and no substance. He's on about Gittins. His
All
first
burp and
game.
no sip.
Jay says City is still the same City as last season. They just happen to play a relegation side in Wolves. City are on fraud watch. Okay.
We are
They
going
did
a
look
bit
good.
early. We've only seen one game, haven't we?
Yeah, they did look good though.
Yeah.
They got you guys next week. That'll be a better because you guys have got a
Yeah.
great record against them, innit?
Yeah.
So that's
They
where
mash
is
you
that?
up,
Is that a
isn't it?
City or?
Why are you
It's
excited?
Why am I excited?
Why are you not excited? You don't look very excited about that game.
Do you know?
You have a
I
great
just-
record against
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
do. We do. I don't know. I didn't necessarily like, go into this season like with excitement. I feel like winning the league was what winning the league. I win.
Yo.
Yeah.
So
Do you know what,
that was
though?
me.
It
That
felt
was
like
me.
that. It felt like it for
Europa
me in
League,
Bilbao.
yeah.
I feel like my whole life has been leading up to that moment in Bilbao where I had a trophy, and now I'm just
What
vibing.
next?
Yeah, just
yeah.
but, like that's probably my pinnacle
Could have
for the
had
next
two.
17 years.
I hear it.
So I'll see you again in.
Could have had 2
17.
trophies.
Akil
Could
says
have been
apart
two.
from Flex, why do you guys hate Liverpool, especially you, Matisse?
No, I understand.
I
Why
look,
2F?
I understand it.
I don't hate Liverpool. I just hate him.
Why do people get it twisted? I don't understand. It's very clear. I
Because
hate
we beat
you.
him in hella finals.
I hate everyone. Like
Everyone is not
You're
Equally.
all my ops. Like
You don't discriminate,
have
you
to
hate
fight,
everyone.
You don't have to fight. Sometimes, you did too many hate watch-alongs on Arsenal. Too many hate videos on Arsenal. There's too much on Liverpool. Too much on United. I hate you all equally. Like just
Well, thanks,
hate.
man. I appreciate it.
He hate watches everything.
Claver
It's
says,
fine.
"Come on, Ma. We need Garnacho. Not for 40 million, though. Besides, if he flops...
That's the price.
I like this part of it, though.
Price, if Madueke and them
No,
eat
but
that man there
hold on.
50 million, what's
Hold on.
that?
I do like this part of the super chat. He says, besides, if he flops, I'm sure Arteta will pay us 50 million for it.
That's true.
You got to think ahead.
That's
Yeah,
also
you got to
true,
think
though.
ahead,
the
Matty.
resale value, and when he ends up at Arsenal, how happy you'll be.
Think in 18 months.
It's a bit
John-
soon for that, though, isn't it? Come on.
Who in your current squad do you expect to be at Arsenal next season?
Pedro Neto, actually. I can
Do you know what? That's not
Cole
even.
Palmer.
Good
yeah.
shout.
I can see it.
such a good
Jamie
shout.
Gittins, bro.
Could be.
No, not Gittins, because
Any from London?
yeah.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer would take. John the Man says,
They don't
watching
know
late,
what
so I had to
yeah.
rewind, but just want to say big up to Abby for taking responsibility. I respect it personally and forgive her. How many points will it take to win the league?
93?
Ooh, do you reckon that high? How many points was it last year?
Nah.
Yeah, what did we end on last
We got like 87 or something last year.
I'd say 90.
You got to aim for
92.
85, 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Punjabi United is very salty this morning, right?
Come on, Punjabi United.
You are very salty, Punjabi United, because he says that's the only trophy that Arsenal will have this season. We got 3 points at Old Trafford. I don't see Arsenal finishing in the top 4. Deluded Stoke.
Right. Not even in the top
That
4.
is salty, my friend.
Good.
Yeah.
Could you
Hopefully it
imagine if
happens.
they
That
did
is
it?
salty.
Could you imagine if they did it?
Robbie
Have a
wouldn't come
good
back on
day,
the show.
because I'm gonna.
Hold that.
Right?
I need that.
I need more of the
Ricky
season
says-
to happen now.
Yeah,
I need
Anyone
more stuff.
thinking...
I wish I was midweek games.
Yeah.
Ricky 94 says, anyone
We'll be in the
think...
thick of it in a minute.
That's another
There is for me next week. I've got to go Grimsby.
Huh? What?
Yeah. Anyone thinking that Arsenal play the same,
That is late.
don't watch us. We try to play
Grimsby's
forward quickly instead of
Ross.
by side to side. U-shaped football, and it takes time. Let's see how other teams do at Old Trafford. They were tough. Do you think, Flex, that's going to be kind of how you guys play week in, week out now? It's
Needs to be.
or was that
Well,
just a
better 'cause we
one-off?
need to score.
Because you do all.
Yeah.
To be fair, you always
We have
step
good.
up
We've had good games
teams like
against.
us.
And the real. This is where, all jokes aside, the real test is going to come at Craven Cottage. A ground actually we do traditionally win on. It's just usually a hard game and it's not very good football. Like last year, we deflected shot from Martinez in the last kind of minute when it was a rubbish game. Year before, Garnacho scored there. Got the win, got us 3 points.
That's why you should keep him.
But yeah, the Arsenal thing means nothing if we go to Fulham and we're like not on the front foot. The transitions aren't good. We don't look like we're going to create. I think the feeling is if you can replicate what you just did against Arsenal, against the other teams in the league, the chances are you're going to get a lot more points. If you play in that manner. Obviously, the clear-cut chances you got in the gate, like you said, Arsenal fantastic defensively. So half of the turnovers where you're like, this is a chance here, sometimes it just ain't because Saliba just says nope. Gabriel just says nope. Reyes says, good save or whatever. But other teams ain't going to be like that. So, yeah, Fulham is the test. We need, because all of a sudden then you start saying you're playing well, but you're 0 for 6. 6 points on the board, you got 0, and then you're playing Burnley before the national break and you ain't got no points. So we have to win.
Right, the OAP says Isak's behaviour, to be honest, has been disgraceful towards Newcastle. This does not make Gyokeres' behaviour right either. I don't think Gyokeres has done anything wrong. MB Mai Tai says, Flex, it's only 9 games to get good, as we got 3 points this weekend. I don't really understand that. What do you mean only 9 games?
I think he's being ironic because we actually didn't win. We got 0 points.
Faisal says, Robbie, you've got issues
Sounds a bit
reading
like that.
super chats every week. Get some glasses. You need it, right?
New laptop and glasses.
I've actually got glasses,
And then
right,
he
but I don't
says,
need them. I don't need them to read.
Then
right?
he says literally an upsized tie at the end. So that's
That's
You
just,
spotted
that's
that, didn't you?
yeah.
Spotted that.
Robbie, just ignore them, honestly.
He actually
That's
is more, he's
silly.
more thinking
Oh,
on what he's
silly.
saying, Brent.
Anyway, listen.
It's insane.
Just before I get your predictions for the game tonight, there is a game tonight. Just to remind everybody that the opening weekend's been wrapped, and we've got now William Hill's final one standing game, playing free-to-play game, eliminator game. Abby, unfortunately, you're out, but
I'm coming
don't
back
worry.
in. I'm coming back in.
You're out of the £500,000 pot, which we're all still in,
Hold that.
right? However, don't
Share.
worry yourself too much because
Share with your
after the
sister.
after the game tonight, you still got a chance to play if you got knocked out or if you didn't enter in the first week. No stress. You're good to go. There's a brand new game launches every Premier League week with new jackpots to play for. This week is for £50,000. If you forgot to enter last week, the new game's already open and ready to join. Somebody's guaranteed to win every time, and you want to be that final one standing to win the big prize pot. Remember, we're also going to be having some private leagues going on as well, right? So look out for that. Right, that's going to be really interesting as well. If you want to get involved in the game, just download the William Hill app, scan the QR code on the screen, or click the link below to join us. You have to be 18 plus from the UK or Ireland, and always gamble responsibly. Full terms and conditions apply. Everything's in the link below. The game tonight, Leeds versus Everton.
Come on, Everton. Come on, Moise.
Come on, Farke.
Come on, Grealish. Show the £100.
Again, another.
price tag.
Let me just say, a tough place to go to.
Of
Leeds.
course.
Very tough.
Right,
Of course.
that's another one of those grounds you go to tonight. The atmosphere. I mean, I remember I went there a couple of seasons ago. Their atmosphere is unreal.
mad.
Yeah,
Right.
and a night game as well.
Oh.
And their first game of the season.
Oh.
It's a tough
You
assignment
don't
for
want that.
Everton.
Sometimes
But
just get
then,
out of the way early, though.
having said that, if you're Leeds, the last team you kind of want to play is Everton. They'll come there and, they won't care about
They're
it.
built
Yeah,
for
look
that.
at AGT.
They're
Last
built for that.
team
They're
you
built
wanna
for
play
it,
is
and
us. Look at
they've
him.
made some good acquisitions
Nah,
as
the
well.
last team would be Liverpool.
Didn't
again.
say.
They got a good manager.
Yeah.
I'll go. It's boring, but I'll go over 1-1 because I feel like Leeds are. They're both going to go at it. It's going to be a brawl.
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
I'm looking for a Leeds Dominic Calvert-Lewin last-minute winner, please. 1-0.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You think he won't play?
No, probably won't play.
He's only just
That
gone there, isn't
would be
Probably
nasty
injured.
if he played that.
But if he does play and scores,
I forgot all about.
safe travels.
Everton win 2-0.
Is that out of hate? Because I know
Both.
you don't
Yes.
like
Both.
There is a
It's
real-
both.
What's your reasoning? Oh yeah, because you hate
Yeah,
Leeds.
the Man United and
yeah.
Leeds rivalry.
Relax.
Yeah, but
That's my
why do you
reason.
hate it?
I don't hate Everton.
Oh, you don't have
I want them to win.
I just don't feel like
Oh, I thought
Dewsbury
you
Hall,
said 2-2.
Ndai, Grealish. It's just not going to happen straight away like
Yeah,
that.
but they're
I
also
might
not
be
going to
wrong.
get
They
mash
might-
up. They're not
yeah,
going to
they
get
might-
mash up. They're
yeah.
still Everton.
Yeah, they're
all right.
Everton,
I've
exactly.
seen them in pre-season, mate. They were all right.
Yeah, they're
They
going to
were
be
all
good
right,
this
man.
season.
Jimmy
Everton.
Garner and that. They're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
they're
Jimmy Garner.
Jimmy Garner. They're going to be
Man
good.
United, isn't it? Oh boy, Jimmy.
They're going to be good.
Ellen Road
Jimmy.
will be absolutely. It's
Yeah,
Leeds,
of course.
right?
Yeah,
Ellen
it's
Road-
rocking.
Road's gonna
Yeah, it could be
unreal.
rocking all at once, mate.
Um,
Yeah. Jack Grealish. Yeah.
I'll go 2-1 Leeds.
Leeds.
I agree with you. I think Leeds are going to win as well. I'll go 2-1 to Leeds as well. Last super chat is Cyan Roy says, gentleman's agreement doesn't mean jack. Isak's camp said they had one. Gyokeres and Isak the same, because he reckoned he had one as well. And hypothetically, Gravenberg behaved incorrectly contractually as well. How did Gravenberg leave?
What do you mean? We just bought him, mate. He wanted to come. We just bought him. Wasn't
I don't
much
think it was
talk
a
about
problem,
it.
because he didn't
No.
really play.
He didn't
much
play.
time. Yeah,
They didn't play him. He was like, cool, I'll leave then. And now they're trying to. Now they're
Now they
thinking,
need
oh,
the
we bought
six.
Paulinho,
What,
we sold him,
Bayern?
it's not
Oh, they
working.
need
They
it,
wish
yeah.
they had him back now.
Yeah, they probably do.
But we've got him back now.
So funny,
Yeah?
exactly what they need. They don't
Big
have it.
Ryan.
Is he actually back?
Oh, I love him.
just-
He's back for Newcastle
Oh, he's back.
because he got sent off against Palace last game. Of the
So would
season.
that be so? Because he's back. Will that be all your? That'll be everything fixed.
Shouldn't be getting run through again like that.
So we won't see Andy
With Big
Gordon.
Ryan.
What we won't see is like Harvey Barnes, Anthony Elanga, meet. Yeah.
Beep,
And Gordon sort of bearing down on a goal with Van
Might
Dijk.
do.
Will we?
By the way, he won the most duels out of any player in the Prem
Because
this
he's the top.
weekend.
Because he's the top centre half.
Okay, well,
he's one
no,
of
it's
the
just
best ever.
because I don't hear you say that enough.
I've said it loads.
How many did
He's one of the best
Konate
ever.
win?
Few.
Say it more.
Right.
'Cause he looks a
Konate was
bit-
struggling over
1-4-2.
there.
Konate,
What was
that?
in the lead up to the two goals.
I
man,
know it's early.
I
That-
don't know what
Struggling.
he
But like-
was
That
doing,
brother
mate.
was
But you
struggling.
couldn't hook him because you don't have no
Konate
other
was
centre
poor.
halves.
He was-
Konate
What do
was
you want? You
poor.
wanted to hook him and bring on
Konate
Isak.
was poor. This guy.
centre
Konate was
half.
poor, but when Gravenberch is back, he kind of protects the island that they get left in because obviously everyone's bombing up all the time. By the way, we missed out Aston Villa 0-0 Newcastle.
Oh,
Dead game.
There was a reason.
There's
for
a
that.
reason.
And we missed out
Yeah.
Brighton Fulham, but
There was a reason for that.
Yeah.
as well,
reason for
yeah.
that.
No, but
Big
shout out
Muniz.
Newcastle and Eddie Howe though, because
Yeah.
I tell you what, that first 30 minutes, first 40 minutes, like they were on them. They had enough shots that
If only they had
should
a
have scored.
striker.
In the first minute as well.
Right, and,
Matty Renner, know that.
obviously we'll be back on.
He might be on the show next Monday.
We'll be back
Good,
on.
man, doing big tweets about
He's
me.
got a
everything.
word. He wants to see you.
Good.
He wants.
I was
Make
gonna
him
just-
come in.
I was just going to say, obviously, we will be
Good.
back on Thursday. We'll be previewing the games. And I'll tell you what,
We're not the same.
that
Who does he
game.
think he is? No, who does he think he is, mate?
Oh, here we go.
I'll tell you what.
Robbie tried to
He's like,
outro.
no, sorry.
Meti.
The man done big word art, big Adobe
Caps locks.
thing.
Premiere Pro.
He was on his laptop. Oh, I get flexy. I like look. Move, man. We're not the same, bro. Won one little trophy. Now you think you can talk to a man who's been winning trophies all his life?
They need to get Wisser in this week. That's all
I said, this will be Visser. He'll be on his way out soon. You know what I mean? You're saying that now. It'll be Visser doing this, mate. Be Jacob Murphy.
I'll tell you what,
soon.
though, right? You know, on
Shout out,
that,
Matty Renner.
we'll be previewing games on Thursday, right? And that game, Newcastle versus Liverpool.
I'm going,
I mean,
mate.
there's going to be fire in that game because of the Isak situation, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting next
That's
to Matty
away
as
as
well.
well.
I'm
He's
looking
not playing.
Are you going
forward to that.
together?
Yeah, in the box though. So.
And they won't sell him to you before that game, so he's not playing.
Definitely.
No,
No,
100%.
Even if they
That's
did.
one thing they're not doing.
Can we please, guys? Can we just remember?
I thought he was working class in the box.
Yeah.
No,
Matty invited me,
Which
mate.
box?
Matty invited me.
Box of Newcastle.
Matt, he's always. Matt, am I getting an invite?
Hold tight the Guinness as well
Matty
in the
Rennan,
box.
am I getting an
Hey,
invite?
you know
up
what,
to
when
I
the
don't
thing
think
as
you
well?
are now.
Yeah?
I don't think you are now.
I'm
After
going
that.
Newcastle,
So he can,
right?
he can bring me up there to embarrass me and show how.
Now,
good
Matty,
I am.
serious. I want to go in the box as
In the
well, right?
box.
Because
We're
I
gonna
want to
get
be
some
able to go to Newcastle
And not have to
for
go up them
once.
stairs.
I watch a game from ground level. Yeah? So if I can come in that box, please, I would like to come. Listen, we come to the end of the show today. Thank you very much to Matisse, to AGT, to Abby, to Flex, and to you guys as well. Been a great show. Way over 10,000 of you guys live right throughout the show. We've been absolutely grateful for that. Don't forget, we'll be back on Thursday for another show. We'll be previewing another round of brilliant games. Tottenham taking on Manchester City, and that Newcastle Liverpool game, that is going to be absolute fire. So make sure you check it out next week Thursday. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.